Jeff and Jeff. Welcome, everybody, to CockTails. We're feeling swanky. Let's get that kind of blue. This is one of my favorite jazz albums of all time. I'm going to turn it down a little bit, turn it down a little bit on here. We'll turn it up a little bit there. We'll turn it down a little bit here, and we'll hit the oof.
Thanks for the host.
Mama. Thank you so much for the host, Shred Pirate Roberts. How are we feeling tonight, everybody? How are we doing tonight? It's CockTails, and tonight we have a phenomenal. This is a special occasion, Jeff.
Yeah.
This is the very first CockTails that you used. Thank you so much for the host, Cubic Group. This is the first CockTails that you've created your own invention. The Peach Lindsey.
Yep, I invented this motherfucker myself.
There you go.
This is actually the drink that got me into creating cocktails. So, yeah, pretty excited about this.
I am excited too, and not just sexually because of the image. I'm excited because we get to delve into this. We've got all the ingredients right here. Here, let's boom. Let's go to the ingredients right here. So we've got bourbon, wild turkey. Okay, sticking with the wild turkey today. Sounds good. Might actually, let's see. Maybe instead of just straight down, how about that? Get a little of our laps and everything. Beautiful. We've got a candle just to set some moods here, because we're fucking professionals. We've got, what was the other thing? Pêche de vin liqueur. Now, what is the deal with this crazy crap?
Yeah, it's a really good peach liqueur. I didn't know it existed until, well, I'll tell you a little bit of the history of how I came up with this recipe, but yeah, pêche de vin is actually a very rare type of peach that only blooms for a month or two.
Really?
But yeah, it's really good, and yeah, as I said in the on the thing there, yeah, don't be using some kind of cheap shit like schnapps or something.
No shit. The
So,
bottle is very smooth, very succulent. I'm not gonna lie right now, Jeff. I'm probably about 4 years to turned on at this point. I feel like I need to go, I'm like make out with a schoolboy,
yeah,
you know?
It's like 70s porn level for me. And it's like where it's like it's not all the way, up, but it's
Right.
it's getting there.
Gotcha.
So yeah, but,
We're gonna-
But I've used that a lot, so I'm kind of used to it by now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I am going to, as per usual, I'm going to pump your voice up a little bit, and then the mic doesn't need to be right
Y'all
on
gonna
you.
get torqued or what?
Uh-oh.
Somebody says, hey, Lone Star Kate. She hasn't been here in a while.
Yo, we're going to get as torqued up as is reasonable. Last week, we got a little too out of control. Lexi blames it on the bitters shots. I'm going to say, that's completely a reasonable guess.
Jeff is low. Tommy, did you probably
already did
okay,
it.
So, yeah, we'll tell that story.
You were outside of reason.
It got a little ugly, and yes, the bitters are just like ethanol. Let's read the ingredients.
I thought that bitters were like nothing. I thought that was like nothing. That's why I was like, sure, let's take a shot of bitters. I didn't think it would get us wrecked.
Yeah, it's 60 proof. I mean, it's not.
Wow.
But yeah, doing giant shots of alcoholic charcoal is not a good idea. It turns out. So,
for sure. Okay, and then we have sweet vermouth right here. We've been over this before. We've used this in other concoctions. So there you go, right there. And sweet vermouth used in many a cocktail recipe.
Oh yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Sweet vermouth is great. Sorry, I was kitchen.
Oh, you're fine. I feel like it's better to read over here.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah,
I should
probably.
put this here.
Yes.
Would that be better?
That's
Because the
good.
bottles are sort of.
I just saw the word pedophile and I was like, what?
Oh, because I
So-
said
sorry,
something about being so horny I
yes.
could make out with a schoolboy. It was kind of a dumb.
Okay, yes.
It was a
yeah.
bad because it's like you say you feel like a schoolboy,
Yes.
but instead I made a joke there,
did
but
that.
that's fine.
I made you explain the joke, so I'm the real asshole.
Yeah, I'm
So-
doing it because everyone's now I'm getting accused. I'm gonna have to fucking go around to all my neighbors and introduce myself. I got wine for now, but some Tecates for later. Wish I had some real cocktail shit right now. Oh my god, seriously. But I'm glad you're at least imbibing with us.
Asked if you had any regrets. Jeff said sexual assault.
Now, Jeff, you said it was a bit of an adventure when you got home. Okay, so Lexi had to really kind of put Jeff into a car. Oh, by the way, the last ingredient is bitters. We already went over that. Jeff had to be put into a car by Lexi Your wife was very concerned about you. I know that was a situation.
Yeah, there's a picture. There's a picture that I deleted from my phone that I think maybe you must have taken or something.
What?
It's Lexi giving me some water, like proving that we're drinking water. Somebody thought the idea to like send a picture to my wife. So I've got this like glass of water, and there's never been a worse picture of not only just me but like anybody. I look like the skin is like falling off my face like fucking RoboCop.
Did Lindsey see this photo?
No, I did. I was really deeply ashamed of it. And it's like I look weird. My body just looks strange. I look like my guts like hang up like in this way like I look like somebody who like gained and lost like 100 pounds really quickly.
Right.
Where I've got like extra like
just
air.
Have all
like,
this extra
I'm
weird
like,
skin.
I don't. Yeah, no.
That's
I got
so funny.
like I got drippy. I looked like a drippy man.
Master Brover, it was the theme last week was Manhattans. We did shots of bitters for donation incentives. Yeah. We got so lit. These Manhattans were so delicious, and after the stream was done, we continued to have more.
Yeah.
And it was just inappropriate. We apologized. I apologized to my fiance. Jeff apologized to his wife. Apparently, though, this is the thing. I have such a weird drunken get-out-of-jail-free card because apparently I just become a real sweetheart.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I'm hammered, I just become a real sweet guy.
That's great.
It's really good, but at the same time, it kind of shoots me in the foot because it's not a proper way to be. I mean, you know. I mean, it's almost better if you're a horrible asshole when you're drunk because then you don't get hammered as much.
I
you
think
know
I just become like a sad man. Like not like
yeah.
I'm sad, but I just like oh, look at him. Look at this poor little guy. Look at the life choices that he's made. What he's led him to.
What's he doing?
That's kind of
me.
You
were. I
was trying to.
Well, at one point you kind of fell back on the wall right there.
Oh, Jesus.
Do you remember that?
Do you remember that?
That was the only moment for me that was like, oh, Jeff's kind of drunk. But even that wasn't like, dude, that happens all the time. Like, you didn't break anything or anything. You just kind of fell. You know, you did the drunk topple where you just kind of go like, you know, you just sort of like back into it. Yeah.
You guys were very sweet at the end of the stream.
That's great. We were in a good mood. I mean, that was definitely true. Hey, Hold, no need to come to our door to admit to being a sex offender. We can hear you screeching through the wall. Honestly, we're surprised because of all the older bald bikers that you have sex with. We're surprised you're into kids, too. You know, thank you, Holden's neighbor. That's one less door I have to knock on. So I appreciate you letting us know.
Yeah.
Okay, so we should get into this. I'm ready for a cocktail, I think, Jeff.
Hopefully this time I'll also try to text my wife from the cab and just like it's just a series of like the same like the letter A just over and over.
Was that what you did?
I did. Yeah, I started. I was like, I'm cat like that, and it was like, and yeah, I should have saved all this stuff. I like deleted it. I was so. I had such drunk, hangover shame the next day.
You just got rid of
I got rid of the photo.
It.
I got rid of all the evidence, and now I kind of wish I kept it because I could have sent that. We could have put that.
You
stuff
just
on the
get
screen.
so bummed out. I was so bummed out the next day because we just got, you know, if I'm that hungover now, I just get kind of sad.
Yeah.
And I got through the day, and I felt great on Wednesday, but yeah, it was a little rough. What's happening, Nugmaster? All right, let's do this. The first step. Last week, Jeff came over and napped politely on my couch, and then Holden burst in fully naked, covered in what was hopefully mud, and just screeched and then humped like all of our furniture. All right.
I'm looking mad slurpy today.
Mad slurpy.
What was that? I don't. Okay, I'm assuming that's good.
Okay. All right. What's the first step? The first step is
let's do this.
2 parts bourbon. That's a hell of a start right there. So we're making doubles here.
We are making doubles.
Woo! Sounds good to me. Let's get the 2 parts bourbon going today.
We will no longer be using the giant shot glasses also that Holden
I have these unreasonable shot glasses.
Yeah, so we're gonna try to keep this. I already put ice in this.
So iced up.
And,
look at that thing. That's super icy. You can see the frothing. It's like a Lagiana if you play Monster Hunter.
Keeps probably cutting me off here. All right, so we're gonna go back to my awesome bar tool too that I.
Fantastic. Okay, cool. Yeah, that seems more reasonable to me.
4 of these.
That seems a bit more reasonable to me.
Yeah. Oop.
Oh well.
I can't see. I'm worried more about the viewer.
It begins. It begins, Jeff.
Yeah, this is.
I'm glad that you were so worried about your wife being upset with you that you named an entire drink after her in hopes that was she was worried? Was she upset? She wasn't sad. She was disappointed. I'm gonna assume.
Yeah, she was genuinely concerned about me because apparently she heard me. Apparently I was stood outside just like dropping my keys over and over and over again because she could hear me like my keys dropping. And so, oops, I've been gone. Yeah, and she let me in, and I couldn't barely stand up, and I was like, I was drunk, and again I was a sad man, and and she like got me inside and just like somehow got Advil into me.
Oh, okay, that's
this
good.
Isn't the end of the story even, but we'll I guess we can move on to Star 2.
So I only had peach schnapps and half a cup of Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Could I make this with that?
You're gonna make something amazing there, Tommy. I have no idea what, but yeah, I say go for it. Just play with the proportions until you get them right.
1/2 part the Peche de Vin.
Yeah.
And I'll answer this question from Nugmaster. Nugmaster, you have friends, right? You know what that's like, right? When you kind of rag on each other and have fun. It's all in good fun. Plus, I mean, we all rag on each other. I mean, we all shit on each other, depending on the stream or whatever. So, no, my feelings don't get hurt. What the fuck? Planet are you living on? All right. Let's go.
All right. So I'll do.
Also, lizards don't have feelings. Nasty Snorm, stay nasty.
There we go. So I did one full shot. It's a half part, but.
Jeff, are you naked in those pictures? If so, I'm instantly reported.
Well, no, I've got socks on, and my glasses, so we're good.
All right, next up. Next up.
Oh yeah.
Step 3, 1/4 part sweet vermouth. So you're gonna make a half. By the way, he's doubling everything, so of course, it's always double for 2, because we're drinking for 2.
Yes.
Jeff's pregnant. Law, I was just listening to an episode where you were getting roasted so dang hard. All right. Oh, we all shit on each other. Is this fun rag here?
Oh yeah. Keeping a bar rag handy from now on too.
We're learning every time. We're learning every time. Jeff, you're wearing fucking socks in that tub. I'm more upset than if you were naked. And yes, we do have candles tonight to sort of set a bit of a mood, Eleanor the Whore. Yeah. Welcome to CockTails. Oh, what's next?
We're almost there.
And a dash of bitters. That's it.
Dash of bitters. That's right. Here we go. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother with that.
Oh, there you go. Also, Nightbot just posted up in the chat. CockTails, woohoo, incentives. So we'll make up a drinking song. Checking it from Dallas. Hell yeah, Nasty Norm. We'll make up a drinking song for $5. It will be bad. For $10, of course, as per usual, Jeff will show you something from my house. You can ask where you want it to be and everything. So there you go. All right. We're mixing this thing up.
Oh, I guess that's the next step. Sorry.
Oh.
I jumped the gun.
Might be. Step 5, shake. Step 5 is to shake. Wow. That is a lot of your body. That's actually more of your body than I thought. Because I actually don't look at the slides.
Yeah.
Until now.
Probably for the best.
What if I can't find Combier?
There's another one called Mathilde that is pretty good. You can that one's a little easier to find. It's Mathilde. You can use that's another one I've tried. There could be some others that are insta banned.
Is there a next step?
There is actually just
ingurgitate.
Yeah,
there you go. Ingurgitate the drink. Now, while we enjoy this this beverage,
I have to tell,
I would love to hear your story of how you concocted this.
I will get to that, but I do want to actually just quickly finish what happened.
Yes.
Because it's something that I think everybody should learn from something from, hopefully, because it was the really scary part of last week was was the end, and
yes.
The end is the next morning.
Okay, yeah. So you didn't go into work, right?
I didn't.
Okay, yeah. I would assume you would not have gone to work. Real quick, let's go over the steps one more time real fast. I'm a stickler for this thing, and we'll go over it multiple times in the show. Peach Lindsey, a bourbon Peche de Vin liqueur, sweet vermouth bitters. What would you replace with the Peche de Vin liqueur? Anything?
I would use. If you can't find the Combier that I have there, I would find Mathilde. Just honestly, just a good peach liqueur, really. This something that's like gonna probably cost you a little bit more, but it's gonna be worth it. And you're not gonna use a lot of it anyway, so a little will go a long way for you.
Right.
Something not too sweet.
2 parts bourbon is the first step. 1/2 part the Pêche de Vigne liqueur. That would be peach. 1/4 part sweet vermouth, and a dash of filthy bitters. There you go. So that is going to be shake and ingurgitate. So there you go. That is the full steps. Right there, and when you ingurgitate, it's best to toast a friend. So thank you so much, Jeff, for making this delicious cocktail. To our health, to us not having a day after situation like we did last week. So go on, please. The next morning.
How was it?
Oh,
You tried them before? Okay.
it's absolutely delicious.
Okay, cool. No, I just wanted to make sure that we had the. I don't want to repeat the martini incident. So.
Well, the martini was going to be impossible anyways, right?
Yeah.
The martini is going to be impossible anyways. This is absolutely delicious, and I highly recommend it to anyone. This is going to be trouble. That's the problem. That's the problem with So how much do I have to donate for you guys to get blasted again? $40, and we'll do a shot of wild turkey. All right.
Yeah.
That's on the table just for maybe just once.
Yeah.
Maybe twice, but
We'll
definitely
even
just once.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back 1 week. We had way too much to drink. We took shots of bitters, way too many Manhattans. And what happened?
First of all, this stands for Lone Star Kate. We did have martinis last week. That was actually the week before.
Yes, last week was Manhattans, and they were very good, and we drank far too many of them.
Yes. The thing is, and I'm curious if this has ever happened to anybody else. I woke up the next morning, and I was going to go to work, and I didn't have a headache, so that was good. My wife, again, somehow managed to get me to take some Advil before I went to bed.
So that's
I wake up, but I immediately stumble, out of bed, and she's looking at me, and she says, "Are you still drunk? I think you're still drunk." And I was like, I think so. I don't know. And I started kind of panicking because my body felt all the effects of being extremely drunk, but mentally I felt fine.
Okay.
I was completely clear in the head.
Your body was just
and
stupid.
For some reason, my body was still reacting so it was like I was trapped in another person's body in some weird Black Mirror-ish kind of thing. And I've never been more just terrified. I was actually worried I had brain damage or some shit. It was I don't know if anybody's ever had that before. I'd be very curious. I hope that's just not something weird that's going to happen to me.
Sure. I'm sure I've been there.
Yeah,
maybe I wasn't panicking. I just feel like I was probably in a situation of just you just got to ride this out. You literally just lose a day to the booze.
Yeah. Well, I had to, and I still, because every morning I have to walk my kids to school too. So I had to do that with my sober mind, going, Jesus Christ, I just have to keep this together.
Right.
And I'm blue probably, and just walking their little hands, and
just got them to school,
trying not to stumble. It's make sure the teacher doesn't actually see me. And
right.
Just gonna hustle them off into the class, and I don't recommend that to anyone.
Got them to school, got home, and just crashed. I take it probably just went back to bed.
Yeah, but then it's funny. I got home and I was like, I just gotta crash, and I laid down and just kind of tossed and turned for a while. It's I guess I'm gonna have to sleep, and then I realized I'd actually just slept for 3 hours. I got up and didn't realize that I had slept.
Wow.
That much. I genuinely had this weird sensation I just been kind of sitting here, kind of flipping around for a while. And it's I might as well get up. Clearly, I'm not tired. And I was like, oh shit, it's 12:30.
Wow.
So
gotcha. And you'd already called out at that point. That was the part I felt the worst about, is that when you end up having to miss work.
Lone Star Kate says, you've been there. Yeah.
Papa, why are you vomiting in my backpack? So was there vomit?
There was no vomit. I somehow managed, although I did. So one of the few things I remember from the cab ride is I had this moment where I had my eyes closed and I was like, spins, and I was like, oh, okay.
Okay,
and that's probably the point that I tried to text my wife, but I
it was on it.
Wrote a bunch
you were
of,
just
a
doing
bunch of vowels. Yeah.
I remember I've had that place where you're in the cab and you're just trying to come up with a way to send a text out, and luckily you aren't unable to. I feel like it's better that you're not able to.
Yeah, I'm sure the cab driver knew it was up. He probably was looking at me like, this guy's gonna just fucking puke. I know he's gonna puke, so I tipped him really well.
That's nice. And you didn't puke. I mean, that's the
next day
greatest tip of all. That's by far the ultimate tip.
Yeah, shot of bitters, fucking hells. Yeah.
Bars close at 4 a.m. for everyone except bartenders. That's
true. Yeah.
Support these fancy-ass dudes and their fancy-ass drinks. Thank you, Cammie, for posting the link. If you'd like to donate, pop it in right there. It's Cocktails with Jeff and Holden. We'll be mixing all night. One time I go over in high school and I smoked K2 and she freaked out and made me call the ambulance. That'll happen.
Wow.
I've never messed with the K2.
By the way, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I was just trying to, I just started thinking about the hardest drug I've ever done. But anyways, keep going.
Well, I also want to bring up, because I don't know if it was you, Cammykins, it might have been, but somebody last week, we was already probably pretty messed up at this point, was like suggested a drink, so you want to do like if you want to make a punch or something at some time. I'm going to start writing them down, because I realized that people have come up with good suggestions before, and I would say, oh, yeah, it's great, we'll do that one, and then I never remember it. So I'm going to start, as of tonight, writing down ideas for drinks, if you guys want to do that.
Jeff and I, before the stream, we were like, all right, we're going to be careful. We're gonna be on top of it. We're gonna,
Yes.
and I have to say right now, all I want to do is slam this thing and just keep going. This is delicious. This is so good.
Which is why we decided that actually we're only tonight we're only gonna have one drink, and then we're gonna cut drinks out of these streams altogether, and we're just gonna start talking about. We're gonna talk a lot about the tax plan.
Yeah,
for the rest of the night.
So philosophy talk. We're gonna talk about Socrates.
Yeah. So
what's the hardest drug you've ever tried? For me, personally, well, I was thinking, I don't think we got actual mescaline, okay? I think it was something else, all right? But whatever it was, that's probably it. But I'm not too crazy, I'm not too insane. I've never even done fucking cocaine, all right? So, all right. Let's talk about the history of bitters, Jeff. The history of bitters. What's happening? The fat president says, "Ho, tax plan." Bitters, as per Wikipedia tells us. I was thinking about this. I was like, bitters. What's the history of bitters, right? And then I was like, oh my God, the internet is the thing you type stuff into, right? And then you can discuss these things. It came from Egypt, sir. They can be traced back as far as ancient Egyptians. They infused medical herbs in jars of wine. This practice was further developed during the Middle Ages, where the availability of distilled alcohol coincided with a resonance in pharmacognosy. What the fuck is a renaissance?
Move that over here so I can.
Pharmacognosy. Have either of you had real absinthe? Yes.
Yeah.
You've never done coke and you live in Brooklyn? Well done, sir. I know, right? I used to live in Brooklyn. You've never done coke as well?
Nope.
Are you sure?
I've never. To be honest, I've had liquor, and I'm from Colorado. I've had lots of weed, but that's all that I've ever actually.
Yeah, that's fine. And all of those things are more and more normalized, I feel like.
Yeah, hair of the dog drink. Somebody cubic through. I mean, to be honest, that's probably just a Bloody Mary, really. But,
what's the best hair of the dog drink? That'd be a good one. Mm-hmm. Bloody Mary's probably going to be numero uno, or a mimosa also. But those brunchy drinks.
Give me a little headache.
Mimosas.
If I'm already personally, I don't know.
That's true. Let's see.
Real absinthe. I have a friend who actually made he made his own absinthe that I have at my house. I should bring that over for one of these.
That'd be great.
The incentive, I guess, right?
So what do we have? Oh yeah, I wanted to say pharmacognosy.
Big stinky Colorado dope shout out.
Big stinky Colorado dope shout out. It's the study of medicinal drugs derived from plants or other natural sources.
School punch, yeah.
That is pharmacognosy. I feel like science, it's like, for people who are so down to brass tacks and everything, I just don't understand why they have to create such long, complicated words. Like, they're all about simplifying things as much as possible. And here they go and complicate it. Oh, that's fine. Just screw it in. You're good. Guys, don't believe Holden's lies. One time he did heroin, and then these very large ethnic men came to my apartment looking for him. I like how ethnic is in quotes. And also he got my wife looked on meth again. Looked on meth? Really? She was 15 years sober. Okay, I'm done looking at pharmacognosy. Some of the more common ingredients are cascarilla, cassia, gentian, orange peel, and cinchona bark. Of course, orange peel with the orange bitters and all that good stuff. So that makes a lot of sense. Bitters contain both water and alcohol, the latter of which functions as a solvent for botanical extracts as well as preserves. So this is more of a flour-based situation, right? Cascarilla. is a plant species native to the Caribbean. We've got cassia. What's cassia? Cassia is Chinese cinnamon evergreen tree originating in southern China. So we're talking about all over the world. These are like floral magicians that create some sort of a concoction. By the way, word of the day is concoction. And then gentiana. What is this? Monophyletic I don't even know what the fuck this is. Jeez. Yeah, I used a lot of distilling.
Eleanor, I'll do some kind of margarita for one of these. Too.
Yes, and punch, like an old school punch.
Yep, I'm writing these down.
And then what else? Orange peel, obviously, and cinchona bark. Peruvian bark. Nice. Very cool. So anyways, practice was developed in the Middle Ages. The availability of distilled alcohol coincided with a renaissance in pharmacognosy, which made possible far more concentrated herbal bitters and tonic preparations. Fascinating.
Holden reads Wikipedia is so sick.
Oh, he's trying to burn me. 2 ounces dark rum, 5 ounces ginger beer, and a lime wedge. What is that?
Dark rum, ginger beer.
Oh, dark and stormy.
Yeah.
I love a dark and stormy.
Yep.
We definitely need to do dark and
I'll
stormy.
do a dark and stormy, yeah.
For sure.
I'll try not to write.
Whatever, drink Croatian liquor, absolutely not. White Russians for sure would do like a Lebowski theme.
Oh, nice.
Maybe do like a twist on a White Russian, something like that. That could be cool.
Would you ever drink Croatian liquor?
Probably not. There'd be poison in it.
Oh.
Of the let's see.
Well, here, let's talk about the real history of bitters. The real history, of course.
What's the real history of bitters?
Well, it was used. It was used in eyeballs. You'd use it to clean your eyes because what you would do is they would take this. These medicinal herbs that you would find a lot more common usually back, I'd say, like in the 1600s. Right. And there's this sort of herb. I can't remember what it's called. It's actually called like I think it's the something. It's actually derived from liquor. It's like the Lecuvian plant. And what they do is they take it and they'd rub it in their eyes or something, and it would happen, and your eye would naturally like sting like shit.
Right,
and
right.
Like the tears that would well out of that would come out of there. But if you had like a child or something, at the time that was below you, sometimes it would roll down the child's mouth, like in their face into their mouth, and the child would get really drunk.
Okay.
They'd be crying because it tastes horrible. It's bitter and awful, and it's got eye juice and herbs in it. But at the same time, the child's getting happier because it's getting them really, really fucked up.
Right.
And so
of course they came up with the saying around that time. A drunken child is like a fucking shot at the moon.
Yeah.
Which of course means, if the moon is out and your child is drunk, a witch will probably come and take the child. So why were they getting their children hammered, Jeff? Of course, I know the answer to this, but
they were getting there. Well, yeah, they were getting there because they didn't have there weren't all the things that we have today to make a child happy. You don't have things like coloring books and Paw Patrol and all that kind of shit. So what they do is it's like, well, this is making my child happy. This must be a good thing. So they would get the herbs, they'd rub them in their eyes, cry into their child's mouth, and then the child, suddenly seems happy. They get really interested in just playing with their own hands, and it's like and throwing dirt around and just like all the things. They didn't have a lot of stuff, so I think there was a lot of playing with dirt really back in those times. Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, if you're raising your kid really natural, like back in the old days, you have your kids play with dirt a lot. I do that with my kids, and they love it. It's dig around in the dirt for hours. It's amazing. So. Drunk kids, that's sick as fuck. Well, yeah, you say that now because you're thinking, you got the modern mentality, man. You got to put yourself back in the place.
Put yourself in the position. Yeah. I mean, by the way, children were very different back in the day. We're talking about most children looked to us right now like dwarven men. Even the lady children, they looked like, or not but little people. Like more true than ever before. They had fully formed limbs and everything.
They didn't understand, the people back then. I mean, the past, everybody was stupid. They didn't understand that a kid is like something that you have to like really like nurture. They just know there's this little tiny me that kind of looks like kind of looks human, is bald, but it cries a lot. I got to do something here. So that is what they do.
That's what they did. Have you've heard the saying, put your child out to pasture, leave them out there, leave them out there, leave them out there, never let them back in. And that was sort of their way of raising the and it was arguably a better way, to go about, the child birthing and raising process. Most women would birth their child and not even realize it. They'd be walking to the field, building a pyramid or something, and, they would just fall out of them. So either way, though, but Marcus was also a dirt boy, and look how he turned out phenomenally, Lone Star Kate. Phenomenally.
I'm going to say a quick thing, just backing up here. Jerry DTSG said,
what's a good variation of old-fashioned?
Watch the first episode
on YouTube. Watch the very first episode.
We did it. It's an old-fashioned, but it's got the Salerno blood orange in it. Holden loves that shit. So
absolutely.
They were really good.
Which, by the way, that's where the term bitters came from, when a crying child would be drunk on his own tears, and he'd say, Mommy, I don't want to sleep, in a fucking rainy yard tonight. I want to sleep in the house. And then she'd go, don't be bitter.
Did we? Yeah.
Fuck your ass, And then he would just go out into the field.
I totally forgot about that, and I forgot about the part about, the whole stage where parents said, I don't have to rub this shit in my eyes. Just give it to my child. They can rub it in their own eyes, cry all they want. The tears can run down their mouth, and they can get drunk off their own tears. Which is actually,
absolutely.
It makes perfect sense. I recommend it for a long flight if you have kids.
I recommend it for a short flight. I'm going to recommend it to any flight. If it's a 15-minute long flight, I would recommend it. T. Mather says, rag with a little sugar dipped in whiskey. Suck on this, biatch. Also, what's happening, Carly? Carly, who is with us every other Monday for crafting and spooky games with Carly, is in chat hanging out with us now. And why don't we just take a moment?
T. Mather is one of my best friends in the world. He is joining us for the first time tonight. But
how old were you? And this is good. By the way, any drinking-related questions, we will be happy to answer.
Yeah.
How old were you when you first got drunk, and how drunk did you get? You know what? I'm going to say, actually, I was kind of a late bloomer, maybe an early bloomer for other people, but a late bloomer for others. Right in the middle there, sophomore year of high school was the year that I really just went bananas. I think I was Mr. No drinks, Mr. No drugs for the longest time. Yeah. But on sophomore year of college, something just happened where I was like, you know what, fuck it. The first thing I think I was fucking with was, hilariously enough, Adderall, going back to our earlier speed conversation. I think the reason why I never tried cocaine was because I really got my fill with Adderall, which is weird, but I think 8th, 9th grade or something, it was just I have a prescription, it's fine, right? So it was I guess this is okay, it's prescribed. And we did double-blind studies that showed that there is an 8% boost in mood when Carly enters the jet. Very good. So what the hell was I saying? I was saying that, it was, we were doing Adderall, and I only did it a few times where I was I hate the way I feel the next day. So I just I just was my body doesn't connect to speed. My body has I think genetically I just don't have it in the family history to like that at all,
Yeah.
So anyways, I kind of rejected that, and then my friends were experimenting with mushrooms and acid and marijuana and alcohol and more actually. It was, and then again, it was so funny. It was either all the way, or it was just it was straight to acid. It was straight to gel tabs and acid trips. And I was you guys are crazy. We don't even want to get high first or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I stayed away from that, but eventually started to, experiment with marijuana, of course, alcohol. So I told this story, I think, I quit drinking because it ruined my life. I told this story, I think, not too long ago. It was sophomore year of high school. And it was okay, we're going to go for it. We're going to get drunk, And we got a 24 case of Ice House, which is probably the worst alcohol.
Yeah.
You're always on while I'm at work. No, probably the worst alcohol. By the way, I've been streaming, I want to say almost every single day except for Wednesday. I've been streaming in the afternoon. I've been streaming in the evening. Yada, yada, yada. Yeah, Ice House is the worst thing to drink ever. It tastes like garbage. And then like a big bottle of gin or vodka or something.
I have to point out that Cubic Rube drank, when I was 60 years old on a cruise, had vodka and Coke.
Ugh.
Vodka and Coke. That sounds like the
80%
worst.
vodka. Yeah, it's
Your problem
awful.
is you had vodka and Coke.
Coke.
I've never heard anybody have vodka and Coke. That must have been the most disgusting thing ever. I don't know.
Cubic Rube was seasick. Too.
Yeah.
Wasn't drunk. I was
Jesus.
seasick.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I quit drinking because it ruined. It all got real
Hey.
all of a sudden.
That and then but then it's like that's good. Now your life is better.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Oh, yeah.
We were stupid teenagers. Yeah, absolutely.
You're laughing.
That's the funny thing that like I guess because the commercials at the time made us think that Ice House was like a decent beer to get. It's so bad.
Yeah, I've had it once.
So we got tossed. It was actually the first time I'd smoked weed ever.
Adderall.
It was like Adderall and Coke. It was I remember we smoked out of like an empty bullet shell in a hot tub. I don't even think I got a hit of it really. I had whiskey Dr. Pepper. That's pretty good. Alcohol plus not alcohol equals good. Teenager logic. Yeah, exactly right. So at one point people were sliding in the grass. It was like wet grass. They were like slip and sliding, but there were like little sprinkler heads embedded in the grass. They like cut their feet up with and stuff and like cut their bodies up with because they were like sliding into those. One of my friends like pissed and shit and puked himself. Like we're lucky he didn't die. We all were just a wreck. Every one of us just threw up and just, because we just went bananas. Like we had the buddy's older sister got us so much stuff. The mom was out of town for the week. We had a big whole house to ourselves. And we just went bananas. There was like 4 or 5 of us. So anyways, that's the first time I remember, my first memory of getting like actually drunk. Jeff, do you have yours?
Well, mine's really boring. Before I go into that, I'll say that just to catch up here, I was 14, says Lone Star K, and it was also the night of my first kiss, which was with a fellow female.
Oh,
I like
that'll happen.
I like the word. I like fellow female though. I like
Yes.
saying that like it's like you're part of a guild. It's like that's really cool.
I had a bad trip on shrooms and I ate a $500 check, the cover of my favorite comic book, and punched my friend. Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ate a $500 check. That's kind of amazing. I cursed my family out on shrooms, so I stopped doing them. Weird, really? Man, shrooms make me so like peaceful.
Yeah.
Yes, Rebecca. Anytime there's a buzz, just let me know. By the way, it's because of the connection on these mics.
It was just I knocked this one over a little bit ago, so
it probably wasn't even it.
Yeah, mine's just really boring. It's just it was just really just I was like a senior in high school, and it was like a friend of mine like shoulder tapped, and we just like me a couple of other friends of mine just like sat in somebody's backyard and drank a bunch of beer and got fucked up and just wandered around.
Yeah.
Wandered around Arvada, Colorado, and. Yeah, we did actually that a couple times. We did that several times on my summer before I left for college, actually.
Oh.
And every time, it was me and these 2 guys. And literally every time, which there was only like 3 times, I guess, that we did this. But so I'm making it sound like it happened like constantly. But each of those 3 times, we would randomly run into 2 young women about our age, wandering around kind of doing the same thing we were, and my 2 friends would end up kind of hooking up with these girls, and we'd be somewhere away from my home. I didn't know where we were, and so I just like kind of have to make myself scarce and wander back home on my own. Where my
here's a good question.
My friends, made out with some girls.
Here's a good question for Chat and for
Yeah.
Jeff. Have you ever had to like run from the cops? Like, have you ever had like a party get broken up? While totally not a cop 420 says, "Hey guys, I also love to do illegal things. I'm super cool. One time I did a weed. I got very high, like the highest." And then he asked, "Let's all admit the most illegal thing we've ever done." So that was interesting. I think that's interesting. Nugmaster smoked weed for the first time out of an apple in the rain on a playground at night when we did rap battles. Then we did rap battles in the car. I was 18. Notice the difference between the weed origin story and the other ones, right? The one is just very peaceful and fun and enjoyable, and then all the other ones are just sort of like a complete shit show.
Yeah.
And now you're an official Nugmaster, absolutely. Molly says, "Fuck is a bad word, right, Daddy? Now I'm wearing a headphone." My brother stole Kingdom Hearts from Disney World. That was pretty illegal. That's pretty illegal.
Yeah, Team Ether, but that's his. He's talking about his 3-year-old daughter. That
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck is a bad word,
Yeah.
right, Daddy? I cut the tag off a mattress once. Well, I would hope that Molly is his daughter because if some random
It's his
girl
wife.
is
Say,
calling
"Fuck
him
the world,
Daddy,
Pat,
yeah,
right,
that would
Daddy."
be
Yeah.
that would be more troubling.
Yeah.
That would be more troubling. I cut the tag off a mattress once. We're gonna probably go to the cards here not too long from now, but I think I'm about ready for cocktail number 2.
Should I? Is now the right time for me to tell the origin story of this thing? It's the closest thing we're gonna get to a Valentine's Day theme for this.
This
whole
is
story.
a Valentine's Day drink right here. Yes.
Should I make the next one and then tell it, or
Yeah,
should we go?
let's do that.
All right. But what time is it?
We're almost at 8 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty good.
So, yeah.
We're trying to pace ourselves. What's the cocktail average for these shows? What do you mean? How much the cost is, or like how many we usually drink? I feel like we're trying to keep it at 2. We may do 3. We'll see what happens. I think 3. I'd like to say 1 an hour is probably the smart way to go.
Yeah.
What's damn yo? I've done so much illegal things. Not so bueno no way. I did shrooms for the first time after breaking up with my high school GF. That's an interesting time to do it. It's kind of, I feel like shrooms are good to do at a crossroad in your life. Like, I think that is true. Personally, I would say. I think they're best during kind of in between moments, in between times. Wow, what's your address? I want to hang out.
I was a timid little nerd and just like kind of hung out. You know, I had a good relationship with my mom. Like to come home, do my homework. Seriously.
Yeah.
I didn't really do too many.
You were a good boy.
I didn't really do all that exciting. Anything all that exciting until probably until college, I guess.
Yeah, I just shave a lot. Me and my high school homies. I love how I say homies. It sounds so natural. Including my dear friend Harris Whittles. Are you serious? Harris Whittles is your friend? Dude, I'm such a huge fan of Analyze Fish. I'm so sad about his passing, man. You were friends with him, man. He's so funny to me. He's like, I loved that podcast so much because my brother, I was a fish head at one point. My brother still is to a certain degree. And I just thought that was the funny, like trying to convince someone to like fish is the funniest fucking thing on the planet to me. So not to mention like 2 very funny people. Check out Analyze Fish and Rip Harris Whittles, man. He's a great dude. We got pulled over by the cops with their guns drawn while we were peeking on ecstasy. They let us all go because we were a bunch of gringos in a Volvo. White privilege at its finest, yeah.
Wait, ask Jeff if those glasses come in men's sizes.
Nugmaster, I'm timing you out. You're being like such a fucking weird jerk right now. I don't know why you're doing that. All right. He was the first friend I made in high school. I miss him every day. It'll be 3 years in just a few days. Fuck yeah. I mean, fuck no. I bet that's a made-up story because police officers would never use racial discrimination. Totally says totally not a cop. 420. Yeah, man. Seriously, Lone Star Kate. But thanks for the story. That's fantastic. Okay, so we're making this Peach Lindsey. All right, first ingredient. 2 parts bourbon. 2 parts bourbon.
So here's the first 2. Again, I can't see what. I have a hard time seeing the levels here. And talk amongst yourselves. Well.
Sorry. I know. Sorry to bring down the vibe. No. It's fine. I'm just. It's cool that I know somebody who is friends with him. He's amazing. Funny dude. Writer on Parks and Rec, by the way. Check out the podcast Analyze Fish, and just if you're a fish fan, you will love Analyze Fish. It is one of the funniest podcasts I've ever listened to. I was literally laughing out loud listening to it. Also worked a lot with Sarah Silverman, a really funny comic. Yeah, Harris is the shit. Holden, you have the cadence of a trivia master. Meister? Is Meister's a word, right?
Yes.
I have no idea.
German? Meister. Master. It means rat master, right?
Yeah, I think maybe.
I don't know. Who speaks German? Tell us what it means.
Did someone say bomb?
Yeah.
Where's the bomb? Totally not a cop. There's no bomb. The white privilege that I'm certain I experienced is never getting pulled over. There was a time I had an Arizona license plate in New York that got me pulled over daily, though. Interesting.
This is the 1/2 part paste, by the way.
What is the utility knife shot glass thing? What is that thing, BTS?
Yeah, this is my,
Your lovely wife gave you that for Christmas.
She did, yeah. It's just got. Here, I'll do a quick little show and tell on this thing. Yeah, this is great. It's called the gentleman's bar tool. Sexist. Anyway, here's it's got a.
Is there a lady version with like?
It's all pink and flowers and shit. So yeah, it's yeah. There's like a little muddler here. Obviously a wine opener, but you've got like a stirrer here for stirred drinks. You've got just your general knife, and then you can do like you can, what's that called? I'm forgetting what that's called, Lone Star Kate, when you you skin off a little bit of orange peel. So, and a strainer on it. Yeah, so good stuff.
Very fucking cool thing. I want one, man. I'm jealous. If I made more cocktails at home, this is a secret about me. This is why this is always such a treat for me. Is that you come over and like I get to have cocktail. Like I rarely have cocktails outside of this. Now this is like a regular occurrence thing for me, which is very nice. And 1/4 part sweet vermouth, I believe, is what's happening right now.
Yes.
1/4 part sweet vermouth.
There we go. Oh. All right.
Next step, a dash of bitters, just a dash. All right. A little couple dashes in our situation. Don't go fucking nuts. Do you guys ever make your ladies coupon books for presents? I think they are the funniest gifts. I don't think, have I ever done that? Anyways, y'all could make one on stream for V-Day. I guess that's true. I guess we could do something like that. Coupon book for me would literally just be massage, 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 massage. I guess one mani-pedi on me. All Lexi wants in life is a massage. And lucky for her, I do not like giving them. No. But I will give my fair share of massages, but it is tiring work. I have a great respect and admiration for Step 5 Shake, for the masseuses of the world. It's like exhausting. You got to stand up. You've got to talk to people. You've got to you've got to use your arm strength. A lot of arm strength, Jeff. Do you give out a lot of massages?
I do, actually, yeah.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
Absolutely brutal. What do you hate most about it? Now,
actually,
Jeff seems to have no hair below his neck, which in these pictures I can see that. T-Bather. Jeff seems to have no hair below his neck, which is, you do seem quite hairless in these photos. Maybe it's just because you're so wet.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm covered in suds. Sorry, I think
Hashtag save Lexi. And that is the Peach Lindsey, everybody. Bourbon, Pêche de Vigne, liqueur, sweet vermouth, and bitters. One more time, as it don't take too long to go over. 2 parts bourbon. 1/2 part Pêche de Vigne, liqueur. 1/4 part sweet vermouth. Dash of bitters. Shake. Ingurgitate. All right, there you go. That's the Peach Lindsey right there.
See you later, Seabass.
See you later,
Thanks
Seabass. Kick his ass, Seabass. And cheers.
Cheers.
Absolutely. Wet socks, oh no.
So here's the deal. When my wife was pregnant with our kids. Was pregnant with our kids. I had to specify as opposed to.
Was pregnant with the dog, pregnant with the
that we have
with the birds. Are we uncontrollably lit yet? Not quite yet. We're only an hour in.
Yeah, we'll see. By the time Lexi shows up, we'll see how we're doing. Wait, hang on a second. I'm going to make my gay boyfriend a very gay coupon.
Well, you have to read. Totally Not a Cop says, I'm young and hip, so I'm definitely not a married 40-year-old police officer who almost got kicked off the force. In fact, I'm gay. Yes, I'm gay. I have a gay boyfriend, young and gay and modern. So there you go. So I guess that's the cool thing all the kids are doing.
Yeah.
I've been single for 7 years and loving it. Fantastic. Good.
Yeah, I guess I'll just really quickly here.
Yes.
Since this
Pregnant
is
with the
okay,
children.
here we go. This is our Valentine's Day special. We were
And then we marketed
we
it
were
as such.
yes, yeah. For the next 5 minutes, it's our Valentine's Day special.
Okay.
And so yes, my wife and I we like a good cocktail, so we went back to Gloucester, Massachusetts, where we got engaged, and we were at this really great restaurant up there. We were taking like a little a baby moon, that's where you go on a little trip right before before it gets too late, where there's a danger of being too far away from the hospital. So you a couple months and you do that. But obviously she doesn't want to drink, but she can take a little sip here and there. And I had this cocktail at this bar, and she took a little sip of it. She was like, "That's like the best thing ever. I wish I could have that." And it was a really, really amazing cocktail. So I copied down the ingredients that I saw in it, and I was like, I'm gonna learn how to make this for her. So like when she gets back after she's had the kids, I'm gonna give her this cocktail and all this experiment. So then I went through I'd never made a cocktail before. Just went through a little experimentation phase where I was like playing with proportions of bourbon and the pace.
What were
and
the
everything.
bad ones?
Usually this way too sweet.
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
just like sugary and just terrible.
Right.
So anyway, but I did that. So like then
That's why I do love the bitters, because
yeah,
it's
that was
definitely more like, it definitely keeps its bitterness.
I've even actually since the original the original one that I made, I've even changed the proportions a little bit as I got a little more familiar with this. So yeah, as with cocktail making. And so anyway, so this is the night we came back finally from the hospital. We brought the girls home, and I made her one of these drinks.
Oh,
And,
really?
And my mother-in-law, who was there at the time, asked me what it was called, and I was like, I didn't know, and I was like, it's a peach Lindsey. And
Peach Lindsey. There
so
you
that's
go.
what it is. So that's what this is. That's
These
the
are
origin
so
story of
good.
this.
These taste delicious, and you've looked it up. There's no drink on the market that's.
I mean, this is a derivation of whatever that one is that they had at that Gloucester, Massachusetts restaurant.
Yes.
So, but this is as far as I know. This is my
Gloucester.
version of it.
That is an unfortunate name for a town, Gloucester. I love
Gloucester.
this little through line here. Dream Funeral says, I've been single for 7 years and loving it. Josh Hughes says, 2 years single and celibate, and I've gone full-blown hermit nerd. And then later, Dream Funeral says, I'm not actually loving it. And then Josh Hughes just writes, fleshlight. And of course, Cubic Rube, she left me after 5 years. She fell out of love. I'm just dealing with it at this point. Cubic Rube, it happens. I got kicked to the curb by my last one, all right? I did everything. I was Mr. Perfect. I was not good. I would say I learned a lot from that relationship, and it's important to take those as try to get some perspective, but it's going to take some time. You have to have some emotional disconnect, some space. You'll be fine, though, man. Life finds a way. I would say, I will say this, though. Once all the pain and anguish wears off, it might I don't know how in love you were. It might take like a month or two. But then you'll fucking have fun, man. I had so much fun. I will say I was surrounded by really fun friends. It was me and Jackie and my buddy Jason Kephart, who I was living with at the time, and Callan, who you guys know from the stream. And man, we just like hit the town and had so much fun together. So I suggest in like a month or so, once you try to feel the emotions as much as humanly possible for now, and then kind of move on. I'm either gonna move to Chicago or come visit Holden in NYC. Either way, though, man, we'll fucking definitely meet up and have a cocktail.
What's up, Shoe Paste?
If you come into town.
Who? Shoe Paste on it. So.
Nice. Oh, what's happening, Shoe Paste? I think I'm bisexual. What now? I mean,
your choice.
Yeah. Your dealer's gambit, right? Is that the phrase? That's not.
You think you are, or it's. Give it a shot.
I'm either gonna move to Chicago or I already read that. 2 of my best friends are getting divorced, and one of them has only been married for 3 months. Yikes! So it could be worse, dude. I couldn't imagine going through all that like Lex and I are going through to get married just for 3 months later. Like, it's one thing, if you're married for a while, you put your time in, and then you say, you know what, this isn't gonna work. But to fucking put all of your families in a situation where they all have to meet up in a space and get all their shit together, and do a wedding, just for 3 months later, for there to be
Yeah.
like that's just gonna piss people off.
They should have broke up before that. I mean, it shouldn't have got that far. They
Brutal.
clearly thought they needed to do that. I guess. I guess we're gonna give relationship advice.
Yeah, we're
now,
gonna because it's the
throw it at us.
Valentine's
But,
Day stream where this is the next portion of the stream is going to be let's talk about relationships. Are you in it? Are you out of it? Let's talk about breakups. Let's talk about falling in love. Let's talk
Wait.
about online dating.
Jeff thinks bisexuality is a choice. You
heard
heard
it
it.
here first.
I
Cubic Shroom's trying to put you in a libel hole. Okay, don't let him libel hole you.
Don't
okay?
do this to me.
My mindset is don't settle, but I'm realizing people need to settle if they end up with me. Joking, though, he adds joking, or she. Look, you're going to be fine, all right? And yes, maybe they will settle a little bit, all right? Maybe they will, okay? Lexi sure settled. I mean, what the fuck, you know? So, I mean, it's going to happen. You just got to catch him in the crossroads, right so you won't be lonely, right where they are just sort of right in between kind of stuff. You want some good songs let's talk about songs for breakups. Do you have any good songs for breakups? I've got a couple. Write these down right now. Cubic Rube and Dream Funeral.
The tie's coming up.
Tie's coming up. Really?
Yeah,
I feel like it's early.
already. It's a little bit early, but you know what? We're talking about heartbreak. Let's do this. Yeah.
Bisexuality is not a choice. We're all a little bit gay. I would say so. I fucking love.
I think there's
fucking
a
big
Sacha Baron
penis.
Cohen joke. He said like I'm like 17% gay or something. He had some percentage number. That was hilarious. But yeah.
Oh, Weird Al Yankovic's "One More Minute" is a fantastic.
That's actually
fantastic.
great. Yeah.
My love life was a mess. Boys, what boys? It's a mess. I love her, but I flew down to Houston for that shit. Wait. Two of my best friends are. Oh, it's a mess. I love her, but I flew down to Houston for that shit. Right? Seriously. Boys is a good song for kind of a good next day song, a breakup kind of moving on song. I would say "She's Got You" by Patti LaBelle is a fantastic breakup song. What else was I listening to a lot? I'm trying to remember now. I'll Keep It in with Mine. Oh, also "Girl from the North Country" and "I'll Keep It with Mine," both by Bob Dylan, were two huge songs for me. "I'll Keep It with Mine," I believe it's "I'll Keep It with Mine." He wrote it for Nico. He performs it, though, on like a bootleg, one of those bootleg collections, and it's phenomenal. And I would say if you want to get that, get writing a somber comic about it now. Had a girl, planned for marriage, then she fell in love with her belly dance instructor. What? That's so insulting. A belly dance instructor. Dude, you know what? You want to know what's worse? My ex, like, all I've wanted was to be on, like, a writing staff, to be a writer. Like, that's always been my thing. My ex left me for, like, a published author that was, like, a lot older than me. And it just shot through the heart, dude. Shot through the heart. I was so fucking ripped apart by that. Like,
That's terrible.
it was like any other guy. Like, any other guy. But a writer... And he was a douchey writer. That guy was a douche, by the way. And they that didn't last. And by the way, it doesn't matter who she left me for. It was a catalyst. We shouldn't have been together. We were not right for each other, you know. But you don't learn that stuff until hindsight, right? You want to sit there and be like mad at the guy. You want to sit there and be mad. But actually, thank God that guy came around because, you know, it forced a conclusion that was inevitable. You know?
Apparently that was one of the plot lines of Vice Principals, according to Eleanor.
Oh, really?
So
I have to watch that.
Yeah, that's
I need to watch Vice Principals.
sorry, didn't mean to derail.
That's fucking Stephen King.
Yeah, that's rough. That's like yeah.
Yeah, but you know what you don't know? I was a complete asshole about the whole thing too. We've since made amends, but I have huge regrets about the things I said to her after we broke up. I mean, just shit like that. So, you know, no one's like, you know, I'm not sitting like, oh, poor me.
The plot of The Seagull.
The drink tonight is
actually,
the Peach
totally
Lindsey. Right. Bourbon, Peshtivin liqueur, sweet vermouth bitters. There you go. That's the answer.
I was in a play that T. Mather directed years ago.
Oh, fantastic.
The Seagull. So, yeah. But
so the plot, is that the plot of The Seagull?
Yeah,
that's so funny.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. It's
that's so Seagull, of course, Chekhov, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The last girl I dated before I started dating and eventually marrying Lindsey was this girl named Susanna. T. Mather might have some things to say about this as well. Yeah, she was we didn't. Neither one of us liked it. We were together for about 3.5 years. We lived together. And yeah, I don't think we did not actually like each other.
I love I love talking to you about your past relationship. It's so funny.
Yeah,
man.
she I'm pretty convinced that she
German,
actually
right?
Actively disliked. Yeah, it was like an old it was like an 80s movie. It was like seriously like a Savage Steve Holland movie like that where she's like a stereotype of like a German girl like that, just like God, this angry, constantly just pissed off everything, hates all my friends, and and I'm like the John Cusack character or something, and just like I'm stuck with this. And,
right.
Yeah,
Just like,
my friends
why are you in this situation?
And, yeah, because I didn't like her, she didn't like me, and it's like but it was like this weird codependent sort of thing, and yeah, it was weird. I remember when I finally did break up with her, and she was like almost like kind of like fighting for it, like, and that's when it really gonna hit me. It's like, I'm pretty convinced you hate me. I don't understand why you're fighting for this relationship now.
Yeah.
Suddenly, when I've kind of just given us both an out. But she was.
Did y'all
she was a handful.
fight, or was it more just like silent loathing?
I'd say more silent loathing, really. Yeah.
She's a man, baby. Woo! Jeff, what kind of DVDs does Holden have? If he has no DVDs, go find something under his bed. Lucky for you, I definitely have DVDs. She's a man, baby. Thank you so much for the donation. Click the donate button in the info section if you'd like to donate. $40 and we'll do a shot of wild turkey. $20 will thank you. $20 will show you two things from my apartment. $10 will show you something. Jeff will show you something from my apartment. I know you're going to pick something embarrassing, and I just want to preface with those DVDs are both mine and Lexi's, okay? And I know what you're going to do. Oh, okay, that's a good one. National Park. If you want to go to sleep, go put this seriously, dude. This documentary is awesome. It's Ken Burns. Ken Burns did the Civil War documentary that I love, and some other things. You know Ken Burns, right?
Yeah, I was attracted to the name. I was like, he has a national park.
It is a documentary about national parks.
Like, oh, okay, maybe.
It is a documentary about national parks, and it will make you fall asleep faster. Like right after you get home from Thanksgiving, Jeff. You know what I'm talking about. Or after you're done hosting it, because you usually host. Put that on. You will crash harder than you ever have on the planet Earth. It is incredible to sleep to. I've never been able to watch more than 20 minutes of that thing, but it's a good documentary, arguably, but I'm not an old man, so I just can't enjoy it like an old person would. I've always ruined every relationship, says Josh Youth. I had the love of my life and didn't fight hard enough. Fight hard for the next one then, Josh. You learn from these things. You just need to learn from these things.
Lone Star Case said people don't like to feel I'm assuming like they failed. That's probably I'm assuming in reference to like her fighting for the relationship that was dead.
Yeah.
So yeah, good point, actually.
Yeah, totally.
That's true.
That's
people
good.
Don't like to admit that they're like wrong about something. When
I thought you were gonna bring the L word or whatever. I have so many clearly Lexi DVD sets over there. Holden got super weird about stuff under his bed. Give them $10. We must know the truth. What's he hiding under there? I have Lexi has a really good bed frame that's got all these drawers under the bed. So we have, it's a lot of linens and socks. What?
Okay. Is there anything interesting there? Could like that could be a $15 incentive.
Yeah, brawls. It's a lot of brawls. It just becomes like, what shit does Lexi have? Yeah. Then it just becomes brawl country, and it's like, what are we doing?
I would love
here?
to see her come walking in here. And
you're just like, ooh, just got the brawls on. We're like, what, pretty lady? Dude, I just remembered this memory. Remembered this memory, of course. This is CockTails. Now we're in CockTails. I just remembered this moment where I was at my friend's house, and he had a younger sister. This was like in maybe early high school, late middle school. And his younger sister, who's much younger than him, came into the room and was like, Mommy, look, his mom was in there too. And they both kneeled down and put their knees under their shirt. Mm-hmm. And they went, we're pretty ladies with big boobies. And like her mom got so mad at her.
The stuff
she's like, never do that again.
A little kid will do.
Funny. Mom, look. We're pretty. I wish I could show you, but I'm not wearing like a shirt that would be appropriate.
I assure you,
that.
Lone Star Kate, we will not drag Lexi's bras.
We will
not do that.
I'm not dragging. That's totally a joke.
One of my kids the other.
Hey, thanks, Ed. Power Socket, and
One of my daughters came running the other day. She found a bra my wife had left in the bathroom and came in. She's like wearing it. And she's like, I'm mommy. Very similar kind of thing to what you were doing. Just came running out.
Did she get like furious at her? Because I know,
no, she thought it was actually too funny.
Yeah,
it was,
I think it was just because like I was over. It was just like a weird moment. I don't know. It was so weird. He was also one of like kind of a weird friend. Do that in a Looney Tunes shirt, exactly.
I get it too. There's one time.
Yeah, we could grab my bras.
One of the girls came into the other day, came running into the bathroom, and I would just finish. I had just pulled zipped my pants up, and she was, and it was like, hey, you have to knock. And she said, Dad, I didn't see your penis. Just flat out said, it's okay, I didn't see your penis.
Breakup tunes. So she totally saw your penis. Breakup, right? No?
I don't want to think about that.
Right.
So
it's fine. Well, I think it's fine. You're your dad. Dad's, dad penises.
Dads are whipping.
When little kids, it's like whatever, it happens. So. My dad used to beat me over the head with his own penis whenever I'd make a mistake in my grammar classes, and that was 10th grade high school. Breakup tunes, Kleenex, ain't you for when you're angry, Oogum Boogum by Brenton Wood. When you want to cheer up, hell yeah. Let's get some more breakup tune playlists. Somebody should create a Spotify playlist with all these breakup songs. I know I have more, but it's been a while, and I'm just trying to dredge them up. But I had a list of songs.
Really?
Definitely Girl from the North Country.
I just listened to kind of whatever angry music I had on hand. Really, I can't think of a specific.
Oh my
song
God.
that I listened to over and over again. I just
Girl from the North Country. Yeah. Maybe I'll play it at the very end on our way out so that I don't have to break up because I have to Twitch and YouTube recognizes when actual songs get played. Hopefully this is low enough in the mix where we won't get called out for it. Even turned down even more. I cried so hard I Spotify'd when I broke up. Jesus. Pop punk between 1998 and 2006 is pretty appropriate. Yeah, we were just listening to Green Day on Saturday night with Jake. And 1,049 smoothed out slappy hours. Green Day's first album has so many. I was so in love with all through middle and high school. I just fell in love with these girls that I was never gonna have a chance with. I probably did it on purpose so I didn't actually have to do something crazy like kiss a girl. I don't know what it was, but anyways, I used to listen to those. There were so many love-lorn early Green Day songs. It's kind of amazing. Everyone owns an oversized Looney Tunes shirt at least once. Yeah.
I feel like when you accidentally see a penis, your immediate reaction isn't to say "I didn't see your penis." Your immediate reaction is to say "penis." And then run away.
I guess that's true.
Probably
penis. Imogene Heap, anything to add to the list? I cried so hard. I already read that. I have to listen to comedy or positive stuff. See, I like to wallow in my sad feelings when I have them. I like to sit in it. So when I was going through that breakup, man, I sat in those feelings. The only sad part about that whole thing was she gave me Rock Band for Christmas birthday right before she dumped me, and so I couldn't bring myself to even though I love, especially at that time, playing Rock Band, I couldn't bring myself to enjoy the rock. So friends would come over and they'd play with my Rock Band set, but I couldn't do it myself because I was just so bummed out about it because I felt like what it represented was she thought I was a little kid. Yeah. And she was giving me my little kid toy, and then she left me for the older man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She left me for the mature, older, right? Yeah. He talked like this too. And he had the worst name ever. I don't want to say his name, though. I'll say his last name, right?
Yeah,
because that's the part of the name.
And I'll give him a first name.
Okay. Yeah. His last name legit was Good Willie.
Fenton.
Yes, it should have been Fenton. Dude, Good Willie. I couldn't. I was so furious. Anyways, though, I hope that's not going to upset anybody giving that information.
Jeff looks
Chadwick McFiddens. Chadwick McFiddens. I mean, that's close.
Jeff looks like Holden's wallowing in sadness. I'm hopped up on wild turkey and crab legs. Oh. Yeah.
I feel like when you accidentally see I already read that. Saw Green Day last year. They were awesome. They're great live. I saw them live. They were one of the first concerts I ever saw. I think I may get back into Green Day.
I Haha, You're Dead.
Haha, You're Dead.
Great, just joyous, fuck you, you're dead. Yeah, maybe that's a good breakup song.
That might be a good breakup song if you kill the scorned lover.
Yeah, or just somebody you really hate dies, I guess.
Brian Fallon or Gaslight Anthem is #1 breakup music. Wawa, she's in love with the football captain, and I'm a social outcast. Wawa, exactly. So much of that. And dude, we put on Nimrod the other night though, and I was like, "Fucking Nimrod's a good album, man."
I listened to that nonstop for like.
Really?
Yeah.
Me
When that
too.
came out, I bought it like the first chance I got, and I did nothing for like 2 months but listen to Nimrod.
That's awesome. If
Yeah.
Daily Dose of Daily is watching, shout outs because he's the one who was like, "Hey, Green Day's good again," and made me get Nimrod, and I like loved it.
Yeah.
Do you know what brand whiskey Wiz in the Brew shirts are? I want to get one, but I'm a t-shirt snob. Sorry for being unrelated. It's Jack Prince is the name of the group we work with. I'm not sure what the brand is, but they're good shirts. I mean, I have one. They're the shirts. If you like all of the last podcast shirts, it's the same people. So if you're happy with them, but I think, it's been a while. Stained. How do you always, for instance...
My first big ex cheated on... Did you read that one? Wait, no.
No. Dude, give it. Bring it.
My first big ex cheated on me constantly. I was semi-sheltered and clueless, and it finally came to a head, and she punched through a window when I locked her out after she stole my car keys and ran outside to keep me from leaving. Had to take her to the ER and leave her there. Holy crap. You know
Jesus.
what? If T. Mather's still around, can I tell the Joey story? T, if you're still there.
Please let him tell the Joey story.
Yeah.
Carlsbad says, haha, I didn't know that. I'm surprised you didn't know that, Carly. Which were you sadder about, the breakup or not being able to enjoy Guitar Hero? Be honest. It was Rock Band, Lone Star Kate. There were drums. I had 2 guitars and a microphone. It was the whole band. So
Momo.
yeah, I was pretty sad about it.
Momo's in chat.
Hey, Momo, what's happening? We're getting lit tonight. We're not getting too hammered.
Yeah.
Maybe. For now, we're fine.
Yeah, we'll dive into probably one more of these, right? These are small
Absolutely.
compared to what we normally do.
Yeah, we're definitely having another one of these.
yeah,
It's
the
only 8:20. We are
Mather-
100% having another one of these.
As Tim tells, sorry,
And a shot of wild turkey for
I'm,
$40.
I'm going to dox my friend as well.
You want to make our night a shot of wild turkey for $40, $10. Jeff will show you something from the apartment. $5, of course. We will make up a drinking song just for you. You can give us the theme if you want. Where can I find your podcast? Wizard and the Bruiser. You can find it on anywhere podcasts are listen to, except for maybe Stitcher. Wizard and the Bruiser, Roundtable of Gentlemen, Olympic Owl. They're all on there. So check it out. I'm surprised that you don't. Most people on here know me from the podcast, so it's really cool to have somebody on here
That's cool. Actually, it'd be cool if anybody. Sorry.
No, that
I
was
keep
it.
cutting you off.
No, you're not at all.
Yeah, if there's anybody out there who just like who's cool, that just like hasn't jumped in chat before, these are all good people you're seeing here. So
Yes.
come in and say hello.
Loving our chat,
Don't be
man.
racist,
No.
sexist, homophobic. Say anything that a sex criminal would say, and it'll be fine.
I think I've already said things that a sex criminal would say.
But yeah.
Dookie is one of the best pop punk albums ever. I don't know if anyone would argue against that. Hey, Holden, if he's the guy that Wikipedia says he is, Good Willie is a chode. Yes, absolutely. Oh, there's a soccer player that also, I think, has that name. So you might be looking at him. He's also a chode. I think if your last name's Good Willie, you're going to be a complete piece of shit. I mean, it's just inevitable. Your last name's Good Willie. It's literally the name of a villain in a comedy movie. Like, that is the name of a Adam Sandler film villain. Like, you just can't. Dorothy Mantooth is a saint. I mean, my ex and I are still really good friends, and she's good friends with my current girlfriend, too. I think it worked out. See, that's good. I would like to think, you know, I feel really terrible that, like, I don't have any kind of a healthy relationship with any one of my exes. Not a healthy one, but, you know, like any kind of but at least my ex and we made our peace. When we see each other in a public place, we're happy to see each other. Mm-hmm. We're happy for each other. We're both engaged. I don't know. She might already be married at this point. Great guy. I think the guy is super cool and great for her. Like, it's all good. Like, it's all good. And she, you know, she saw Lexi at the bar, and I didn't introduce her to her, but she was like, "Is that your girlfriend?" Back before she was my fiance, and I was like, "Yes." She was like, "She's beautiful." You know, I mean, like, we had a really solid, at least there's that. She's a man, baby!
Hey!
Oh, let's see. 2 random items from Holden's lair request.
Okay.
Holden is a rent boy.
All right. Yeah, let's do this. I don't forget. I do need to tell T. Mather's story real quick. very reminiscent of the breaking the glass thing. All right, did he request where? Did he say anything?
No, just
Okay.
anywhere from the layer. So go
Alright.
crazy while I field some of these questions.
Yeah.
Maybe slam a glass of water between your drinks. You can have a water chugging contest. Absolutely, totally. We've only had 2 cocktails. We're taking our time, and they're not super hard. Thank you, Momo, for the sending the link for Olympic Al and anyone else. Last Podcast Network. I am Wizard and the Bruiser and Roundtable of Gentlemen, so check those out. But also check out Last Podcast on the Left. Yes, dude. From fucking, you know this, right? You know what this is from? Oh, how? So Lexi got me this for Christmas because she's evil. I cried my face off to this movie. What's the name of it again? The movie is
It's God, I know it.
it's
Watched it recently.
the Emotions movie. I cried.
Yeah.
I cried multiple
It's
times.
the animated movie.
Inside Out.
Inside
Thank
Out,
you.
Yes, thank you.
And I'm blanking too on the character. I feel really bad about that.
Mr. Bing Bong.
Mr. Bing Bong.
Yeah.
I cried so hard. Oh, awesome, Olympic Al. Yeah, enjoy. I hope you enjoy it. I cried so fucking hard during the send me to the. It's so good. Yes, perfect choice.
My kids didn't even know what was going on, and my wife and I are just sobbing watching that.
Yes, that is on our wall. We call her Aunt Grimilda. That is, we just got it from a site. It's actually, it's used in a lot of things, though. It's actually on Amelie's wall in the movie Amelie, we noticed, and some other stuff. It's like kind of a weird stock photo that gets purchased a lot, I guess, or that people use a lot. But anyways, yes, that is Aunt Grimilda. It lives on our wall above my records. Yes, they said that's great. I think people are very happy with your choices, by the way.
Real quick, although Momo didn't even cry at Inside Out. Yeah, but we know you laugh when old people fall over and stuff like that.
Oh, Power Socket, always after the stream.
Hard. Yes.
Trying to catch up with a little chat. It's moving real fast. When you hear, I love Life Finds a Way 88. By the way, great username. When you hear Good Willie, you think this guy fucks. Sorry, man. I know. That's the worst part. That's why he's the perfect evil villain person. It's so good. It couldn't have been more. It was so textbook. Oh, what's happening, JT Dubs? How you doing? Chat is going bananas right now. One of my exes in high school cheated on me a ton, says Shoe Paste. Of course, because it was high school. But joke's on her. She got a bunch of stupid tattoos right when she turned 18 in hard-to-hide places. Fantastic. Oh, wow. That's cool, creepy elephant dude. That watch Inside Out. It will destroy you. It will absolutely destroy you. Maybe when I was crying early in the film, when Imagination World started falling apart, I started fucking crying. If I talk too much about it, I will start crying.
There's a lot of.
It was so resonant with me, and because I was a kid who wasn't ready to. I still feel this way now, but back then I remember the transition from 5th grade to 6th grade was devastating for me, as it was for many people. We were all friends. We were all playing. Play acting on the playground. No, everybody was equal, and then all of a sudden it was like you have to care about grades and girls and being cool. And I was like, why can't we just keep playing and having fun? Why do we have to be like that? And even now I am like that. I'm like, why do I have to fucking care about shit that just seems unimportant? I just want to have fun in life. You know?
It's so many of those movies though that they do get me. It's somebody mentioned Momo's Toy Story 3. Yeah, definitely Momo and
Toy Story 3.
Yeah.
Fuck Bing Bong. I tried.
My 47-year-old husband, middle-loving husband, was a wreck at Inside Out. Yes.
Fuck Bing Bong. I tried not to do any research of that movie at all, and I knew there was a character named Bing Bong, so I assumed he was the villain. Fuck me when he. All right. Well, I don't want to spoil too much there. But man, when that happens in the movie, dude, and you're just like,
I watch a lot of Pixar and I watch all those movies right now because I've got 4-year-old kids and there's only so many things you can do on a weekend, you know.
Yeah.
So you gotta
you
so
need
you've seen
to
a lot of those.
put them in a place where they must be
There's
silent.
movies that like surprise me because I'll like watch a movie with them too, and it's like Storks. I'm like, oh, that's gonna be dumb, you know. It's just gonna be like a stupid little throwaway movie. Yeah, but there's like this little moment that happens at the end of that movie. I started crying too. These movies all make me fucking cry now, and it's like I think I've always kind of been a little bit emotional with that, but I'm more so now. I guess the older I get, I don't know.
Well, I was definitely a person
it's after my stroke, I think.
Oh yeah.
So.
Jokes on you, Holden. I never cared about being cool, says Amanda Bonanza. You know, I wish. I didn't learn that you shouldn't care about that until later. CockTails. Woo! What's happening, guys? Good. How you doing? Toy Story 3 came out right before I went to college, and so I went with my mom as one last hurrah. Oh my god, dude, that's just setting yourself up for absolute emotions. Dude, she was crying the whole way home because she didn't want her baby, I'm the youngest, to go off and leave her. Oh my god.
Jeff, do your kids get it when a character dies? They do now. They're starting to understand what death is, and they're starting to ask us like when we're gonna die.
Hold them right
and stuff.
in
Yeah, it's really kind of like, and it's freaking them out. We're trying to say it's gonna be a long time from now. It's fine, you know.
I'd like to write a children's show. I would. Tom, my first date was seeing Toy Story 3. Oh, really? That's so sweet. Tom and Amanda's first date was seeing Toy Story 3. That's cute. You went to a movie for your first date? I'm surprised. Usually it's like coffee or something. Maybe I'm just used to like the modern internet age where you need to meet in a public place and have a very specific conversation for an hour and then leave. I'm forgetting about the saddest movie ever, Drop Dead Fred. Jeff, do your kids get it like when a character dies?
Oh, I'm sorry. I
you already answered that.
Yeah,
okay, cool. Yeah. My bad. I'm like, I was.
No. We're
reading.
both trying to. There's these chats like coming at us here, so this is great.
Finally refused to
we
read.
haven't even taken out the book yet.
No, not at all. The cards, you mean?
The cards, yeah. This is cool.
That was also that was sarcasm. Tommy, how dare you? Okay, let's see.
Perks of Being a Wallflower. Oh, that was
I
great.
Loved Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Yeah, that was great.
My friend in high school was like, "You have to read this. You have to read this." Like, whatever, dude. You know, whatever. And then I read it way later, and I was like, "Wow, I wish I had read this."
Did you see the movie?
I really enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
I thought it was really wonderful. I like Emma Watson a lot.
Yeah.
She's also great in what's the one about the kids that steal the celebrities stuff?
Oh yeah, it was based on a true story. That was like some kind of
fascinating.
Yeah.
These kids would find out on social media when celebrities were like out of town.
Yeah.
And they all lived in Hollywood, and they noticed that like they wouldn't really lock their houses or anything.
Yeah.
And so they would just bling ring. Bling ring was
yes.
so good, and it's a real story. These kids would go rob these celebrities, and it's fucking great. It's about and Paris Hilton is a big character in it. It's great. I highly suggest.
I was curious to see
Harry
that.
Potter. Bling Ring, it's a crazy story. I mean, it's you know such a modern age tale of.
I'm looking at my phone not because I got other shit to do. I was just curious what the time is.
It's 8:30. If you ever are curious, you can always look right there. That is what I always use, and also right there.
Oh,
yeah.
That's the one part of the screen I wasn't looking at.
It's subtle though. I mean, how are you gonna know to look?
Because I just wanted, I'm timing like when.
We are both afraid for Jeff's just sort of basic. You're gonna have to like do a full police like sobriety test when you get home.
We did. It didn't go well. It didn't go so well if you weren't here for the early.
Well, it went really well.
We had a great stream, but
we had an awesome
just don't
stream.
Remember
but then everything after the stream.
Yeah.
You guys ever cook while drunk? Oh, fucking of course.
Oh yeah.
Come on, I leave the stove on, dude.
There's
I will say this.
very little I haven't done while drunk.
Lexi doesn't know this because I was really embarrassed about it, but I remember going to bed being like, it smells like something might be burning. Then I was just like, whatever, and fell asleep. The next day I woke up, I was like, did I fucking leave the stove on all night?
Yeah.
And went and checked, and I had. And I felt really bad, and I turned it off. And I was so embarrassed and also worried for us, because we can die from carbon monoxide poisoning, right? So anyways, I felt really terrible.
Ride a unicycle while driving?
Never done
it. Maybe I have.
Never
I don't know.
done it.
But no, I think the point you're making there, Shoepace, catch me out, is like I've done everything. I haven't done literally everything, but all the things that I have done normally, I have also done while I'm drunk.
I've done gents,
including the raising of my kids.
I've done blockatine. I've done I've done Tibbles. I've done bits. Never show Lexi this clip.
Jeff, your kids ask if you ask if you know when you're gonna die because they know. They know when and how you will die.
Jesus. It's creepy.
I can't prove you wrong.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are obviously near the end of our second drink.
I thought you were cool.
We're also in control. You know what we should do?
Yeah.
We should have a water down right now. We should have a water party.
And have
We're
a
gonna
quick water party, and then we will
mix our third and I would say final drink.
You're
gonna
gonna still
evening.
see drunken Jeff and Holden.
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
not to the point where we don't know what we're saying or doing anymore.
Mm-hmm. Oh, also, Lexi, I should say, Lexi did heartfully request that we save her some.
Oh, yeah.
Peach Lindsey. She
I might
really
still be
wants
here
some.
when she.
You most definitely will. She'll be here at 10:30 probably or so.
All right. I'm going to quickly before I grab. Oh yeah. Well, I guess while we're doing water break,
let's
I'll
water
just tell
down.
a quick story about my friend T Bather, who I don't know. He might still be on, but he. Once this is going back to somebody, who was it? Who was saying, which one of you was it? Who was talking about your girlfriend who like smashed her hand in trying to get into the house.
I'm gonna go with Galveston.
I don't think.
No, I think it was Jaw Shuth, but let's just assume it's Galveston.
Well, anyway, so yes, so Tim was somewhere with his lady. I'll try to take out like the bullshit details and just go. He was in a hotel. They've been getting drunk. They've been drinking a lot for the evening. She had a real problem with alcohol. She would get like too drunk.
Which one is this?
This my friend. This is T Mather and his ex-girlfriend Joey.
Gotcha.
And she at one point.
Those are the worst, really right? The liability drunks.
Yeah, she would just get too drunk and just like kind of chew all over the place. And she had kind of sort of a obnoxious sort of personality anyway, but it would get a lot worse with that. And so at some point they were back in the hotel room, and Tim's like, I don't even remember what we're arguing about at that point. I'm just like so tired and so drunk. And I was like, we just gotta calm down. Let's do. And she like kind of agreed. And so then Tim like kind of like falls asleep. The next thing you know, he wakes up to this banging noise, this huge thing, and he looks over, and it's the hotel, and there's those little hair dryers that they have that are attached to the wall, the cord. She's got it by the cord. She's swinging the hair dryer around, smashing it into the hotel, the mirror, the bathroom mirror. Swinging, like just breaking the fuck out of the mirror. Like
why?
And Tim's like, that's what he was wondering, just because she was still mad and drunk.
Why did she get mad?
Because they were arguing about something that he didn't even remember. They were arguing about at this point.
Okay, you're right, right. You don't even know what.
And she was completely unreasonable and unhinged at this point.
Where's Mather right now? Is Mather saying stuff right now?
I don't. Oh yeah, that was my. That was my.
Drunk McD's double cheese. No, they're just talking about other stuff. All right, cool.
Okay, so
it's a Cocktail party for power sockets. That's what
yeah. So if I'm getting any of this wrong, Tim, let me know.
Up in a fetal. I don't know.
Yeah. So he takes. He eventually like has to kind of like physically restrain her from banging this hairdryer against the thing, and she's going nuts and everything. And he actually gets her outside of the hotel, puts her in the hallway for her to come, and of course she immediately starts just banging furiously on the door. He has to let her back in. I don't remember what happened after that. I was just too impressed by the fact that she was like a fucking one of those like those medieval tools, like ball and chain things, swinging a hairdryer, just breaking the hell out of a mirror.
Damn, and
Tim,
yeah, all correct. And that was in a hotel.
It was in a hotel.
So I mean, what was Tim? What was the T Mather rather? What was the outcome of that? What was the sort of? Did you have to pay the hotel? I
don't remember that part of the story, Tim.
Yeah, I need to know that part.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to the clone? What clone? Time Machine Keeper. What clone?
I only dated her for 14
This is the worst night of my life.
That's right. He was dating her at the same time that I was dating the German girl.
It's so funny because there's no like. You think that the rock bottom moment's going to be the moment that you change, but you don't. You don't change right after the rock bottom moment. You change after like several months after for some reason. Jeff, maybe for those streams you could pre-write a really sweet letter to Lindsey and have it ready to give to her when you get home. You're just like upside down in the closet. You hand her.
That's a great idea. Yeah, or I could or write a really
the German
text, and I could have Lexi that is press send for me before I leave or something.
The German equals the Joey.
Yeah.
Team Mather, I have to know what the outcome was with the hotel. Did you have to pay? I'm always curious about this. Did you
Pin to
pay?
your shirt,
Did
yes.
you pay the hotel money? Did she have to? Like, did you just walk away like just kind of whistle and walk away?
We used to meet at this bar downtown called Toad Hall while we're waiting for him to answer that.
Yeah, of course.
And we just lament about our horrible romantic situations that were going on. And it got so... So bad. I felt like Tim and I decided that this little club of two people just like saying, hey, we're gonna get through this, man. We're gonna, I'm gonna break up with her this time. I'm gonna do it.
Right.
And we both did. And we finally got to a point. We both and Tim like broke up with Joey. And I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I gotta broke up with Susanna. And then like a week later, we met up, and he's like, oh, we got back together. And
and that's the worst. I had that with.
I'm not. I no disrespect, Tim. We've all been there, but it was.
We've all been there.
But I was like, you
know,
fucker. It's like
it was a Motel 6. Pretty sure we weren't the worst. Oh, okay, cool. I had that with a couple of friends, a brother and a friend, where it was just like the moment they broke up, it was just like, thank dude, best decision you've made in a long time. She's just, you're always arguing. You're always the worst. Now, this is what I want to see, a debate series between T. Mather and my friend here, Jeff. Who was the worst? The German or the Joey?
Oh.
Who was the worst? Do you think you could out-argue T. Mather on this? Would you say...
I don't know, but I don't know who I'm going to argue for.
Can you give your point? Okay, so you wouldn't say the German was worse than the Joey?
I'm going to say the German was worse than the Joey.
State your... Okay, the German.
Okay,
so there you go.
so, yeah.
What makes her worse?
Because she was mean. She was never
Hands
fun.
down.
She was never fun. She
Everyone told you to break up with her.
Literally hated all my friends. Yeah, they did. Nobody. She hated all my friends. This is the first time I ever dated somebody who just like openly disliked all my friends before, and I couldn't even I'd lie about who I was hanging out with.
Right. And, that's always the tell, right? When you have to deceive them.
I can't believe it's one of those things you look back and it's like, why did I put myself there for so long? We've all been there.
Because we've all been there. You have to learn from one. How long were you with this woman though? That's
like 3.5 years.
That
the
is
thing
brutal.
Is, we were dating for like a couple months.
Mine was like a year, and
like,
that was more than I could have ever taken.
And she was couch surfing at the time, and she was just like, I just need a place to stay for like a month.
Right.
That turned into 3 years really quickly, and it was. But yeah, I will say that Joey was at least, she could be fun to hang out with. And she didn't hate all of us, who were all of Tim's friends.
Right.
So yeah, she had that going for her. So yes, the German.
Galveskin says, my top horrible ex is a cop. She is a demon. Galveskin, Can we play? And that's Norway too. Galveskin.
Demon cop too is also.
A, what's the deal with Norwegian police? B, give us deets. I want deets. She didn't live there, and she still tried to run the place.
Yeah, that's actually. Oh god.
Wow.
That's,
she didn't pay rent.
I gotta take. Yes, no, she didn't.
Yeah. See, this is on you. This is so on you.
A lot of this is on me because I asked my roommates if it was okay to do it. It's like she's gotta stay for a while, but then she
kicked other roommates out from an apartment she didn't live in. There were multiple roommates. Man. Wow.
Yeah. This. I just realized how bad this is gonna make me look too. But
hey, how long ago was this?
You have two. Fuck y'all.
You are married with two beautiful twin girls as your daughters. How long ago was this? This was so long ago.
Oh yeah, this is like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, you were a different person.
Hang on a second. Momo, does that mean you don't want to be talking about this, or does
crazy
this
exes?
mean that
fuck y'all?
No worries, Tim. That's right. I actually have to take responsibility for that because I did sort of let that thing.
Wow. The cops there don't carry guns? No. I think that we can all talk about these kinds of things and not feel shame because it was 10 fucking years ago. You were a different person, and it took that experience to even get to that point. All right, a little more lit now. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cops where? Gross. Cops are the opposite of cool, like me. I don't like this cops. And you totally not the comfort. My worst ex was an unstable libertarian with way too many guns and no regard for human life. Do tell.
Wow.
Let's compare exes, fam. Let's talk about some fucking exes. So my worst one, I've talked about her before. Again, I have to believe she's a better person in a better place now. I know I am not as idiotic as I used to be. I really pretended to be a different person to be with her. I pretended to be like a Death Cab for Cutie quoting, emotional, like musician, indie kind of mumblecore musician type to be with her. I would pretend to be a different person just to continue to enjoy intercourse with this woman, which is insane. And it was a long distance relationship, and she still found a way to have complete control over my entire life in New York. I just got to New York. I'm doing comedy shows. I'm not hitting the town. You know why I'm not hitting the town? Because I'm running home every night to have a 2-hour-long phone conversation with her, and then pretend to go to sleep so that I can then watch Sopranos and drink a 40 before going to real bed. I would like do a full, all right, I'm sleeping, I'm going to sleep, I love you, It was so bad. And she hated all my friends, hated Murder Fist, didn't like people. Like, when Ed Larson doesn't like your fucking girlfriend and your girlfriend doesn't like Ed Larson, you're fucked. Like,
Yeah, I don't want. Yeah.
I learned really quick, actually, true fact about Ed. Ed very immediately has instincts about.
Can you rewind back up, by the way? So
Sure. I can rewind up on here.
Okay.
Ed Larson has an immediate instinct about people, and I've always generally been able to trust his instincts about people. Okay, what do we got? I had an ex, very brief relationship, who was way too into anime. If you catch my drift.
That's my stepbrother, by the way.
That's why our relationship was so brief.
Not that I hope you didn't date my stepbrother. If you are, I wonder if you're the girl that my stepmother actually went over to her house and tried to get her to get back together with my stepbrother. That's a real story, by the way. My stepmother. Neither one of them watched this. I'm not getting in trouble with this. Yeah, like my stepbrother was with this girl for like a long time. He's very in anime. Yeah, so she, my stepmother went over to this girl's house.
Sorry.
And knocked on her door, and the woman like threatened to call the police and everything, trying to get her to like explain herself why she broke up with her son.
Oh,
That's
wow.
not creepy. Anyway,
that's
so
insane.
I just had to throw that.
I know what happened to a power socket. Well, I guess we'll find out. I don't know. I didn't ban him. Is that the same one that heard you yelling sexual things at Chloe Grace Moretz?
What?
But you like Arcade Fire. No need to pretend you're misunderstood. Yeah, it was around that time for sure. 3 of my exes are married. All 3 of the husbands look like me. Good God. Which is my worst ex, Holden? I'm gonna probably. What's his name? The noise rock guy. He was the worst. He was just not nice. I don't know. What did Power Socket do? Why did he get timed out?
Cubic Stream says been a little over the line all night watching him.
Okay.
All right. Trust you.
I will go with that. But yeah. All right. So anyways,
doesn't look good for my stepbrother. That's right. Well, yeah. I don't even really want to make fun of the guy because he's one of those people you feel bad about, like making fun of him. He's not he hasn't gotten better with age, and
right.
Yeah, and he makes me a little sad. I hope he's okay, actually. I haven't seen him in years, but yeah.
Yeah, I was going back to Carly. Yeah, definitely noise rock guy, just because he was just very impersonal, very difficult to just seemed like he was cooler than the school, and you couldn't be, it was like he was putting up with having to deal with your friends as opposed to being just like a genuine nice person. I had an ex who would make me talk on the phone for hours every night, also FaceTime, during which she wouldn't even talk to me and would scroll Tumblr the whole time while I had to watch her. That Time Machine Keeper, that makes a lot of sense. The horrible cop woman was just a bitch to all my friends, trying fervently to make Friendless Friday permanent. Oh my God. Hey, dude, how are you guys? By the way, I got stamps today. That's awesome. We're talking about horrible exes. I wonder how much it says about me that I don't have terrible ex stories. I mean, that's nice, right, Shinji? Do you have ex stories? I thought you would pick something funny. I was setting you up. For what? Which one? I'm trying to think of your funny exes. But I don't even know. You've got some decent. I've always gotten along with your exes for the most part. Carl's bad.
There's somebody who pulled hair out of their head up there.
Oh, which one?
My worst, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. My worst ex pulled literal chunks of his own hair out of his head while standing in a kitchen and screaming at the top of his lungs. That sounds like an ex roommate of mine, actually. Noise rock guys are usually the worst.
My friend just broke up with her boyfriend because while they were dating, he got back with his ex-fiance because he knocked her up right before he and my friend started dating, and that's so freaked out by this. Oh my God, that he cheated on my friend before completely disappearing for a week. All right, that just sounds like an incredibly unstable human being, you know. I'm just gonna go with that. Sounds like a horribly unstable human being. I also had an ex, Tom, and I saw at Comic-Con one year who was screaming, "Sit on my face," at Emmy Rossum. He was sitting 2 rows behind us, and I said to him, "Tom, I know that voice," and turned around. It was my ex. I had to do a little public shaming. I was thinking of the one who didn't listen to music. Which one was that? Carly. Everyone knows it's Carly. Which one was that one that didn't listen to music? That's so hard when people just don't. That's like does anybody in here just not listen to music? I just feel like at the end of the day, that's such a hard.
That's a weird thing, but there are people who like literally just don't like music. I don't trust people like that, and there's something wrong there.
Oh, right. He didn't listen to music? I was gonna say him. But honestly, like, he was just, like, slightly... I was literally about to say him, and then I remembered Noise Rock. But, yeah, he was also... At least, like, I found some kind of common ground with him. I feel like I found some kind of common ground with Noise Rock, too, but it was a lot harder to get there. That is insane, though. Sit on my face. Sit on my face.
I wasn't singing the Monty Python song "Sit on My Face," presumably. I have an awkward question. Dream Funeral says.
Sure.
Shoot it. I should probably make another drink soon.
Yes, I've got a friend who's 25 and a virgin, which is totally fine, of course. I love him, but he's just having zero luck. There you go. Yeah, let's make another drink. It's cocktails. What are we doing?
I do say, Galaxy says, "Would you like to be my horrible ex, Jeff? The ferocious beard rubbing would be worth it."
Tonight on Cocktails, we're making the Peach Lindsey, everybody. And we're going to make a Peach Lindsey right here, right now.
In control. I do not feel...
No, I feel completely fine. We should probably have 5 to 7 more of these. Hey, guys, we drunk yet? Absolutely. Ooh, de goose. Yikes. I had to dip out. Miss anything spicy? I thought you had to ask a question. They aren't really an ex, but I had this sort of friend with benefits relationship with this couple, and I told them I was not interested in a relationship. Right there at the end, they got really pushy, and the moment the chick told me she hoped I would have her husband's baby, I was out yowzas, malousas. So funny because I have a Twitch open on my medicine cart, and families are walking by watching the stream. That's fantastic. Well, families... This is the Peach Lindsey. The ingredients are bourbon, Pêche de Vigne liqueur, sweet vermouth, and bitters. 2 parts bourbon to start.
There we go.
Fantastic. 2 parts bourbon to start. All this talk of exes and such makes me kind of glad I ain't dated in over 8 years. Fuck yeah, India. Keep it classy. I'll tell you what, though. Are you down in Florida? Hit Callan up, man. Step 2, 1/2 part Pêche de Vigne liqueur. It's science! We're about to drown in some science right now. This is a delicious drink. I highly recommend. It's phenomenal, guys. And this is Jeff's own concoction. 1/4 part sweet vermouth. Peaches are the best fruit, and I will fight anyone who disagrees. Peaches are great. What's your favorite fruit, Jeff?
I'm gonna go with peach. Actually, I like a really, really good, sweet, like ripe peach.
Fantastic. And last, we're gonna go with a dash, just a dash of bitters. And I think is it time for the cards, Jeff? I think it's time for the cards.
Yeah, let's do the cards. Feel free to, keep talking about.
Yeah, we can keep going on X's, man. Holy shit! I feel like I like the first hour. The first hour, it's history, it's the cocktail itself, it's, just kind of getting acquainted with chat. The second hour should almost always be like one topic prompt that we can try to control as much as possible.
I was thinking...
And the third hour, we move on to the cocktail cards. That's right, these are cards with question prompts. I wouldn't say to Peach that made me feel like royalty, really.
definitely vibe. You're a good person. Oh, thank you, Mama.
I'll tell you what, too, while we're here, if you'd like to donate to the stream, oh, I should keep going with this thing, a dash of bitters. You're going to shake the fuck out of it. All right, this is my favorite picture of the night by far. Look at how much of his entire naked body is being shown right now.
Arm, right there. That
That's not, that does look like
it looks
some
like
weird
part of
growth.
my stomach. Yeah,
It looks like a growth.
I got like a, something happening there, but that's my...
Step 6, ingurgitate.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And there you go. That's the Peach Lindsey right there, everybody. That's the Peach Lindsey right fucking there. Fantastic. I am so ecstatic that we have another one of these in front of us. I had to drink boring water for like 20 minutes.
This is the problem with a lot of these drinks that I feel like you can just drink them really way too fast.
Absolutely.
They are actually pretty damn good.
Abso-damn-tooly. All right, let's cheers it up.
All right, cheers.
Boom-a-loom, toom-toom. Oh, awesome. You got the prints. Fantastic. The art we make,
Not a tan line in sight. Yeah.
Water's ours, why can't it just be boo?
She's referring to my blue hue, whatever, to my...
Would you rather have more friends or be closer to those you have? I'm gonna say closer to those you have.
Nice to finally meet you too, Joshua.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. I'm so glad you could make it. Jeff is the best. Of course. Oh, where's that rag? Before I make all these cards wet. Where's that fun Tinder rag? Awesome.
Yes.
Just kind of give us a little wipe down here. I don't really care. The table is fine, but... would you rather have more friends or be closer to those you have? I'm going to go with closer to those you have. I don't feel like I need to be closer necessarily, but I don't need, like... I have a sizable amount of friends. I don't think it matters to have like way more friends necessary. In fact, I keep making more friends doing the stream and everything.
That's the thing. I'm a little. That's the thing. I'm gonna go with
more friends.
With closer to the ones you. Wait here.
More friends or be closer to those you have.
Yeah. You know what?
I'm gonna also only say closer to those you have.
Bit of both, really. I mean, I know that's not really an answer for this, but the thing is, because I feel the friends that I am a lot of the friends I have, I'm pretty close with anyway. So, but I love meeting new people. So I don't know. I guess I'll go with close to the ones I already have. You want to keep those people.
I would say too, especially for me, since so many of them keep moving to LA, closer physically, as Amanda said, even more so than anything else. Just because I miss the shit out of the friends I have. Half of them are very far away from me.
Were those pictures taken one afternoon? Did Holden take those, or did you hire somebody? It was actually my wife.
He has a wife.
Jeff has a young Mark Ruffalo hair, and that's neat. I get compared to somebody different every week. I've had there was pre-beard me. I was once said I looked like a cross between like you and Hugh Grant. I was told once Lin-Manuel Miranda. I remember that came up once, and there was Charlie Day came up. I think I was looking at myself last week, and I was like, I look like Richard Dreyfuss in the '70s all of a sudden, and now I'm getting Mark Ruffalo hair. So I don't know. That's gonna be a new game that we play.
Team Mather, I love close to the ones I have because my wife is here now watching what I type. I have a lot of friends, and I feel so guilty that I don't talk to them or hang out with them enough. Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Nah, that would be too weird. I should have said like closer in location.
Very exciting to meet new friends. Though.
Ira Glass.
One of the reasons I actually like being on the stream is like now I'm like recognizing names here, and I'm like, oh, you guys are great. And
now it's like you're forming this bizarre digital
all
relationship.
To come here and hang out with us.
Everybody, get into this house right now.
Get in a car, a plane, whatever
almost
you do.
50 people come in here and hang out.
Drinks just for you.
Do you make voting decisions based on your financial or moral positions? On my moral positions, Jeff.
Moral positions. Yeah.
Would it be worse for someone you despise to be your boss or your assistant? I mean, you can fire your assistant, so your assistant. Why the fuck? That's a dumb question. Would it be worse for someone you despise to be your boss or your assistant? Your assistant, because you can fire your assistant.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, of course. Like, why would... That's a dumb question.
Richard Dreyfuss, but Paul Giamatti.
What's the trashiest book you've read? What's the trashiest book you've read? That's a good question. And that's kind of difficult for me. I don't want to insult a book by calling it trashy. I already told you I do Friend Friday if you bought my plane ticket and paid my entire stay. Seems fair to me, Holden. We'll call it back pay. All right, Momo. We'll talk about that later. Jeff looks at me like if I didn't look at myself
at all.
Harry Potter, come at me.
All right.
I know what's trashy. I'm gonna go with.
Hey, you know what? I fucking love Harry Potter, so I'll take Harry Potter. Fair enough.
Probably it. Yeah.
You mean just like generally like the book Harry Potter or Daniel Radcliffe? Doesn't matter. I don't know.
I'm trying to think. This is hard.
Does porn count as a book?
Does porn count as a book? No, it does not count as a book. I'm trying to think here.
Trying to pan for triggering.
I know I've read some. Okay, this is one of my favorite books ever, but it is sort of a lot of the stories, I guess, are kind of like fucked up or whatever. But I think I may say Please Kill Me, the book about... Oh, you read 50 Shades? All right, that's definitely the trashiest book. You know what, actually? I read a bunch of John Grisham books, so I'll probably go with one of those. The Client is probably the trashiest book I've read.
Trashiest book I ever read.
I'm trying to think. That's not even necessarily trashy.
Yeah.
So I was going to say Please Kill Me, the book about punk rock. There's a lot of, like, trashy characters in it, and it's like a trash kind of... It, like, embraces trash, but it's one of my favorite... biographies ever. It's one of my favorite biographies ever. So I highly recommend it. It's an oral history of punk rock in New York. And I know for a fact, too, it's one of Marcus Parks' favorite books ever, too. You should definitely read this book.
My wife used to be an editor. She used to be like a book editor, and she was there's certain books that she's read that she's like, oh my god, that's just so terrible.
Oh, I bet.
And she read once, like at a Barnes and Noble, she went in there. She's like, I want to know what this Twilight thing is. Back when Twilight was a thing.
Yeah.
You know, like there was, and she went in there and she said, I've never so much wanted to edit a book that was already out more than Twilight. So I wanted like a red pen and a highlighter
just
and
mark
just like,
through it.
Just like fuck this book.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
There's one called Battle of the Network Zombies that's pretty trashy. It was great, though. Suicide Casanova. Okay. Ma always has Danielle Steele around the house when I was growing up, so I guess that would be it. Like 80% of the country read 50 Shades. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I didn't realize until these movies were coming out that there was like sequels to it. Of course there are,
of
but
course,
yeah,
the series. Well, you know that was Twilight fan fiction.
I know that. Yes.
So even like, can you imagine like fan fiction of the bad thing? Mm-hmm. What's the most unusual gift you've received? What's the most unusual gift you've received? That is a tough one.
Answers in chat because I want to see.
Yeah, I want to see some answers in chat for sure.
Like with no explanation, just like say what it was.
Yeah, just what it is. Man, that's fucking hard.
50 Shades of Earl Grey.
Marijuana lube, says Momo. That's a fantastic
marijuana.
One.
Oh, you just won. You just won.
Yeah, I think you may have just won.
You have
this
to beat
category.
marijuana lube. 50 Shades
Pair of
was
prosthetic
11 minutes, but
testicles.
way worse.
Pair of prosthetic testicles. What's the one thing you watched all of or read all of, but would stand by? I mean, tons of stuff. Suicide Casanova is about a guy who was obsessed with a porn star in his youth. Now he's middle-aged and powerful and creepy. Jumpstream. Oh God, there was a book by I think it was one of the Zucker brothers. Who did Dumb and Dumber? It was by one of the brothers that did Dumb and Dumber that was pretty trashy that I read. Oh, maybe American Psycho might be one of the trashiest books I've ever read, actually. So I kind of enjoyed it, but... Oh, Power Saga, welcome back. I don't know why you got banned. I trust Cubics Rube. Fairley Brothers, by one of the Fairley Brothers. But either way, welcome back.
Was it oddest thing that you, or was it most?
What was the most unusual gift you've ever received? I don't know if I can answer this.
Is a coloring book called Thrill Murray, and it was a coloring book. It was just all Bill Murray pictures, like black and white, like ink drawings of Bill Murray from various movies, and just like, you know, kind of iconic images of Bill Murray in different like artistic styles. Yeah, it's supposed to be a coloring book. Amazing.
I will say this, even though it's not that unusual, but a like chunk of swag weed with a red ribbon tied around it in a little pristine like ring box that was given to me after I got back from vacation by my buddy in high school. Nice. That was a pretty funny because he like went through a lot of trouble. So there you go. What author would you choose to write your memoir? What author would you choose to write your memoir? A scale, like a weigh yourself scale. That's insane, Carly. I once got a pillow as a gift because my ex wanted 3 pillows instead of his 2 of 4.
I'm gonna go
hilarious.
for me. By the way, it's an author who unfortunately is no longer with us.
Are we okay? Is that the rule? We can say dead or alive.
Let's say dead or alive.
Hunter S. Thompson,
That's
good
a great
choice,
one.
Galveston.
I'm gonna go with
J.K. Rowling, good
Douglas
choice.
Adams for myself.
Douglas Adams.
I got so excited by Douglas Adams like in my teenage years, and it's like I still just like have a deep love of Douglas Adams. So I'm gonna go with Douglas Adams.
I will go with Bukowski for mine.
Nice.
I will go with Bukowski.
Billy
I would just
Crystal.
love his, like, it would just be him
Jenny
shitting
Lawson.
on me for like entire.
That's the thing is like I think
Billy Crystal, he wrote a kid's book.
Stephen
Battlefish
King.
Chef. Stephen King. It's a good one.
Oh yeah, it was,
Clive Barker. Okay. Also, welcome to 50 people joining us on the stream. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey,
It's
51.
CockTails with Jeff and Holden. And if you'd like to donate $5, we'll make up a drinking song. We haven't had to do that yet.
No.
$10, we'll show you some. Jeff will show you something random from my apartment, and we're going for the Holy Grail, $40, and we'll take a shot of wild turkey.
because we're not.
Because we're actually trying to stave off having to do it a lot.
Yeah, we did a we got messy.
We got
there's
so
a lot more
sloppy.
people here now than there were earlier. So yeah, so a lot of you
Damn.
haven't heard this, but
Last week was disastrous
ended
for us.
In just an absolute yeah.
We need to make
I was
sure
telling the
Jeff's
story
wife
about
isn't
how-
considering taking him to a hospital like she was
where
last
she just
week.
like she was like asleep. She couldn't go to sleep because she was waiting for me to come home. I tried to text her from the cab, and I just like typed out a bunch of like random vowels, and it didn't go anywhere. And then she just heard me dropping my keys over and over again outside the door, and she came over and found me just like standing there like.
Oh my god,
So
dude.
yeah, we're not gonna do that again.
Yeah, she definitely
We,
texted Lexi being like, I don't know if I need to take him to the hospital.
Did she? What? Really?
She was
It's- oh
worried
my God,
about you.
yeah.
She was worried about you.
Yeah.
Palahniuk or Margaret Atwood? Lynn Starcade says Joan Didion. Tom Robbins, great choice. I'm also thinking Tom Wolfe, right? Tom Wolfe?
Tom
Is
Wolfe?
that, right? He did he do electric Kool-Aid acid tests? The guy who wrote electric Kool-Aid
Why do I
acid
know
tests,
the name Tom
he's
Wolfe?
a
Is that real
big,
name?
yeah.
What that is? Yeah.
Who wrote electric Kool-Aid acid tests? Can someone tell me, or do I have to look it up
Can I-
myself? Because I
Alright,
don't
well,
want to look
yeah.
it up myself. This is, by the way, not. No, this is not jazz.
Drinking is whack. I'm chilling with goblins, and I'm kicking the goblins out too.
Fuck yeah, Dream Funeral. Tom Wolfe, yeah. So I would actually maybe have him do it. So he's more of a biographical writer
Tom Wolfe.
than Bukowski. Bukowski would be fun though. Bukowski's Ham on Rye though. I mean, Bukowski's he's an autobiographical writer. Tennessee Williams, he would be good. Let's see. Jazz music. Cannonball Adderley. That's
Tom
a good
Robbins,
one.
team out. Yeah, I just noticed.
Oh, it has to be 2 ends, huh? Sorry, keep chat going. I am.
Oh, we're putting on some more
I'm
music.
putting on
so,
some music. Is
hey,
what I'm trying to do.
yeah. Let me ask all.
Hey.
Oh.
I like that.
Yeah, let me-
Hey Jeff,
let
can
me
you
bring
talk
on-
to chat real quick for me?
Let me bring
Jeff.
it on down for a little bit. And, yeah, it's like. Yeah, I'm not gonna say I'm sober, but I'm not.
Nah,
yeah,
we're
I'm
not where
yeah,
we were last
I'm-
time.
The fact that I'm.
You missed the question, Carly. We're saying,
coordination.
what author would you choose to write your memoir? A great prompt. A great prompt.
Carly, I'm excited that you're here. I need to make sure that I try to pop in on these on
Check
Monday
in on,
myself because
Evil
you're like
Within.
you're my counterpart in some ways.
I know.
since we
I'm
do
the
alternate Mondays.
the
so,
every
yeah.
other Mondays.
Yeah.
Everything is written since he quit Coke has been trash. Stephen King. Yes.
Yes.
Monster Hunter when I get back, anyone? Hell yeah. I'll be playing tomorrow afternoon. When's the last time you did something mean to someone? That's a rough. Jesus.
I would say Dream Funeral at this point. There are some people. Yeah. He says, being serious, I was never a big drinker until last year, and was surprised at how much of a depressant it really was. Yes, I've actually had a really good friend that just like he liked to have a drink, but like it would just immediately just put him in this foul mood, and the more he had to drink, it would just really take him down. So that does unfortunately happen sometimes, and yeah. I can only say try weed.
Yeah.
What? So,
Every time Holden
So, yeah.
streams. Last time I did something mean to someone.
Last time you did
Tough.
something mean to somebody.
I mean, and who would admit it?
Oh.
I feel like if I did something genuinely mean to somebody, I wouldn't even admit it.
Can I do something like I have a deep moral question that I actually want to ask.
Okay.
Chat. Which I feel kind of like I feel like I should open up about this, and I feel like I should mention it here. It's probably not going to be as big of a deal as you guys are thinking.
Jesus,
But I know it's
yeah,
not that big
embracing
of a deal.
myself.
But no, I'm this. I was thought of this earlier. We were talking about like former girlfriends of ours that we're friends with, and I thought of a.
Oh, yeah, Carly,
girl
by
that-
the way, I'm so sorry you hurt your back at work. I meant to respond to those texts earlier. I completely forgot. I was streaming. Carly hurt her back at work, so she's fucking laid out. Anyways, sorry about that.
Sorry,
Back
Carly.
to your story.
No, sorry to hear that.
Last time
Carly.
I did something mean was not respond to Carly's text about horribly injuring her back. Your turn?
Yeah, we can stop this. This might be a little bit long, so we'll stop.
I want to
and,
hear
like,
this.
yeah,
I
so-
need to hear this
but
story.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm I'm gonna feel very awkward. This is gonna be Jeff gets real. No, it's not gonna be too bad. But the thing is, there's an ex-girlfriend of mine from high school, the one I went to prom with. This young one, Amy, and she and I dated for like several. She was like my big like high school girlfriend. Actually.
Okay.
And she was like a year younger, so she was a.
She's a man, baby.
Hey!
Glug glug, motherfuckers. Jeff, please don't go to the hospital. Hell yeah. Thank you so much for the 15. And when you're done with the story,
No
you
time
can
with
show
that.
something. Oh, okay, you'll show something.
I'll just do it right now and get it out of the way. I'll come back. Maybe I'll try to keep talking while I'm doing this.
Yeah, Carly, let me know if you need anything. If you're laid out for much longer too, maybe we can figure some out. Maybe I can come visit or something, and we'll figure it out, make it work.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, perfect. What do we got? Oh, yes, Jesus. So this is that's actually on Lexi's bedside. She has prayers and things, and it's right by her bed. Jesus is in this house. Like people are like, last podcast, fucking Satan rules, but this is like a weird Jesus house in a way. So there you go. Feel better, Carly. Everyone's sending good thoughts to Carly. Okay, back to the.
Let me try to. I'm going to try to cut to the chase here. Anyway, so what it is we back in high school, we kind of thought that we were going to be each other's first, and
Yeah, like your penis would get erect
yeah.
and then insert into
and
her
then
hopefully
I-
moist
and then I
vagina.
would, back
Back forth, back
wiggle
forth.
away on top of like
And then
this,
some sort of
so,
goo, an ectoplasm would release from your genitals through the penis hole.
So kind of thought that, and there was some friends of mine who kept like asking me, is like,
Team Mather.
they were going on about how they were like yeah, let's I've done it and I've done it. You done it yet? And I was like, when are you guys gonna do it? And they kept going on about it, and eventually I to shut one of them up. And I thought they're friends. They're not going to say anything. And I think it's going to probably happen anyway. I said, I went, yeah, I did it. I did it. And they were like, oh, shit, no. It was like there was 3 dudes present.
Yeah,
for this.
yeah.
And,
the
and I was
worst.
like, yeah, it's like, right. And anyway, not long after that, we broke up. It never happened.
Right.
I never did it.
So it
but
was
then,
just not even true.
But here's the thing. Then I came back and saw like a play. I was a theater guy in high school, and so I came back to see a play that some people did, and one of this girl's friends like saw me after the show and says, "So, here you're telling people that you slept with Amy," and I was like, "Oh," and I went, "No, I can't believe that."
Well, it's
and
also like you're not like
denied it.
telling
I lied
people it was one instance, but
I
anyways,
still feel like really
Terrible,
really,
of
like
course.
yeah, because I did it because I know because high school fucking sucks anyway. It's like, and especially when you have like rumors, because God only, I don't know what happened to her. I don't know like what sort of blowback there was on her for this, but I aided in that. I didn't mean to, but I did, and it was like, and I take responsibility for the fact that I did tell this guy. I didn't think they would tell anybody, but of course they were young, stupid high school guys.
Right.
They actually told other people clearly, or at least one of them did, and it got around, and and then I lied about having said anything about it. I mean, I was like probably 19 and stupid at the same
Right.
time, but the thing is, not if you're 19, you're stupid though. I was stupid at 19.
Oh
But,
man, I have one, by the way.
yeah, but
I have a story.
So I don't know. She friended me on like Facebook recently, and the whole time I felt kind of guilty. I almost feel like I should apologize. I should like write her like a little personal message and say, by the way.
If you, I doubt it would
I
mean
don't
anything,
know.
but
That's the thing. I mean, she's
it's
like
so
a lawyer. She's like she's got like a
old,
beautiful
yeah.
family and everything. She's fine. She doesn't. You know, it's not like it ruined her life, clearly. But the thing
Right.
is, but I still feel kind of like, yeah, I fucked that one up. I'm kind of the villain.
I
So,
have one like
I don't
that.
know. What if you guys think that I need to apologize to her, or if I can just like, cool, like let's just let it go.
Sophomore
Let me know.
year of high school, I'm in this cool party house, right? In the front house, they're throwing a party. I meet these two girls. They're freshman roommates. Friday night, hook up with one of the girls, right? We hook up, whatever. Nothing crazy, but whatever. The next night, that girl's not there, but her roommate is. Hook up with the roommate, right? And then the third night, or like a week later or something, I see the first roommate at a party, and I'm like blackout hammered, and I tell her that I hooked up with her roommate. Happy freshman year of college. Oh, are you two strangers that just got into a dorm room together? Oh, I just ruined your year because I'm a fucking complete piece of shit. I feel like such an asshole for doing that. So anyways, I ruined these two girls' freshman year pretty much. So that's the last time I did something super mean to somebody. Probably not, because that was freshman year of college. I'm going to go ahead and say, though, that was 15. How many years ago was that? 15 years ago or something like that? 10, 12. No. Yeah, 15 years ago, I think, at this point. I'm a different human being.
Yep.
Man, that was like the first time I ever got to, like, girls even liked me, I think. Mm-hmm. So it was literally like in a week's time, I was like, oh, this is how you be a complete fucking asshole. Oh, this is how, like, this, you should probably not be this guy, you know? So anyways, so I feel terrible, but hopefully they made it through. They never forgot. It's past 3 a.m. there. I'll have several hours long now. So anyways, I just remember that memory, and I remember just feeling so fucking bad about that for like a year. Like, just being like, man, I can't believe I just fucking did that to these fucking poor girls. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was all, obviously consensual and stuff. Depends on that girl. You got to ask yourself, are you apologizing for her or for yourself? Exactly. Because all you're going to do is, like, drudge up bad memories.
Honestly, I would, and I do feel like I would be apologizing for her, because the thing is, because I don't. Well, maybe that's a good question. I don't know, but I do. I don't know, for both of us, I guess.
Right.
Is that I don't know. I hope that doesn't sound like cop out, but
I mean, the funny thing is,
just,
like, you just have to live with your truth,
that's the thing, but I just
like, I have to live with being that, if I don't know, it's like if I hit those ladies up, I mean, it's like, I don't know. Once I figured out being an asshole got chicks, I turned it on hardcore during college, and yeah, I got girls, but then you realize it's just sex, and I didn't want to hang out with or be with them emotionally or just physically. I was an ass. Yeah, I feel like everybody has that, like, moment. I had a dude apologize for being a dick to me years later, and I was touched. It wasn't a serious thing, but it was thoughtful and nice. Okay, so there you go. Fuck, maybe I should find those ladies. I could only wonder what their freshman year was like. Like,
thanks, Amanda, for plugging.
You get shoved into a tiny dorm room with a stranger, and the first 2 weeks of your college life is like you're immediately given a motivation to be complete enemies with each other. I mean, total madness. 16-year cubics. Horny as the day is long. My parents took my girlfriend in because her home life was shitty. We messed around like every night. She dumped me. We continued to mess around. I proceeded to start dating another girl and would hook up with her. Then I would come home and hook up with the ex. I was gross. Absolutely. That is disgusting. You were 16. One dude stole my copy of Watchmen in high school and asked me for my address 8 years later and mailed a new copy to me. That noise rock guy definitely apologized. He's still the worst. Holden's right. But that's nice. He apologized, at least. There you go. All right. What's the best Halloween costume you've seen? Let's lighten it up a bit. What's the best Halloween costume you've seen?
I can answer this right away. I used to work at this juice bar in Chelsea, at this gym called American Fitness Cafe. and it was primarily gay men in this club, and there was one dude who was a drag queen, actually, really cool. I see him there all the time, but he came in on Halloween. I was actually working Halloween night for a little while, and he came in and he was the American Beauty poster. This is a little more time appropriate for that, but he
I saw it with my mom. It was really uncomfortable.
Giant,
the naked girl and the roses.
And he had like the weight thing, but he had like the rose thing like all over.
That's
and
awesome.
They were all like rose or some kind of flower petals, or they looked authentic, like doing like the perfect thing that's like over. Yeah, it was the most amazing. That's damn, awesome. You put some time into this, and it was amazing.
A guy dressed as a Costco sample lady. He was actually handing out a tray of samples. That's amazing. My ex-girlfriend had a great costume. She went as herself, but like not a manipulative bitch. All right, please. We moved on past the exes. Gay men always have the best costumes. It's cool to go to the drag shows because they get super creative. Jareth from Labyrinth. It was legit. I'm trying to remember. I can remember my personal best costume. Does that make me a narcissist? My personal best costume ever, I went as Alex from Clockwork Orange, and it was I think the one and only time I made a real effort to go out and like buy, I went to Michael's and I went around all these different places and bought all the little parts, and like every detail was 100%, with the eyelashes and everything. It was great.
There was I think an Onion article like years ago, Evil Death's Scythe?
Evil Death Scythe.
Scythe. But it was like an Onion article, and it was like in March or something. They just said like gay man begins work on Halloween costume, and it was in March. So the joke being like that he's already at work on his Halloween costume. Yeah,
that's awesome.
You're right. I do believe. Yeah,
I love T Mather. I'd be gay for Bowie, but then he specifies Bowie in Labyrinth. Okay, people. So just Bowie in Labyrinth.
I actually won a best Halloween costume award when I was in, or I got in the local paper. I was the year back when I was a school kid. I had I made the Ghostbusters symbol.
Oh,
I had a
awesome!
Big, cardboard thing,
super
like
cool.
Sheets and stuff, and I had the. Excuse me, I have terrible hiccups all of a sudden.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That'll happen. It's the drinking.
Yeah, and I had like the big circle with the X through it and stuff, or the line through it, and so that was.
Marcus was a great.
Not all gay. Sorry, not all gay men are flawless at costumes. I also can't sew.
I believe
a horrible drag queen.
I believe they called him Blavid Blowy. I believe was his Marcus's costume for Stick or Treat. That was pretty hilarious. Or not Stick or Treat, for the Halloween blowout. 12-year-old nephew was a s'more this year. Hershey's onesie, pillow tied around his waist, and cardboard on each side. Super creative. All my costumes sucked. I can't do makeup to save my ass, but I can slap glitter anywhere on me and call it a day. Absolutely. Tom and I saw a couple dressed as the Bluth frozen banana stand at Comic-Con. That's fantastic. So yeah, not all gay men are flawless at costumes. I was against so I'd be a horrible drag queen. My friend cosplayed as a dude from Warhammer. That's fucking cool. My very straight-laced girlfriend dressed up as Riff Raff one year. That's amazing. Awesome. She looked exactly like him.
I played
That's a good costume.
In college, by the way.
Oh.
In front, not like in a play version. I was in the whole like in front of the movie theater.
Just read this card and I'm going to move on. Why would that be in this? This card does not belong in this set. This card does not belong in this set. Why would that be in there?
This is going to separate
no, I don't want to. We're not doing
red from the blue.
I'm just going to show the prompt, and I'm not going to read it, and we're going to move on.
Can they read that?
I think so. It's kind of hard, though. That is so fucking funny. Who's had too much plastic surgery? Who's had too much plastic surgery? Anybody who you notice the plastic surgery on. I feel like plastic surgery only works if you don't notice that they've had plastic surgery. If you look at anyone and you say, oh, that person's had plastic surgery, they've had too much plastic surgery or bad plastic surgery. Yeah, it was something. It was about how long an abortion should. Yeah, that's fine. It's literally. It's how far into a pregnancy should abortion be allowed. These are cards that you're supposed to start dinner party conversations with. Why would this card be in there? I forgot we had a costume party one year in college, and this kid came in a gimp suit with an asshole cut out. It was fucking hilarious, but also super weird. That's kind of incredible. My husband and I made it on Gawker years ago. Most slyly topical costume. We were Madonna and her homeless brother. It was right when that story broke. Right place, right time. Gotcha. Wow, how to start a fight. I know, right? It was just like, what the fuck? I mean, I bet this chat would generally kind of agree about those things.
Right, it's like, what's your favorite
even
dinner?
wanna-
When should pregnancy
When should
be allowed to get more? Yeah, it's like...
My mom gave this to me for Christmas. Is public nudity beautiful or inappropriate? Depends on the context. Move on.
Yes.
What was your dad's favorite swear word? Shit. I think he'd like to say shit. He still pulls it out every now and again. My house wasn't very cursy, which I know is kind of funny because I curse like a fucking sailor, I feel
I
like.
unfortunately accidentally curse in front of my kids too, and try not to, you know, but I'll be curious what they say it is one day. I'm worried they're gonna say it's fuck, but
Right.
they're not repeating us yet, so that's good. But my dad, I think it was probably shit. Yeah.
Trash Island at that house party where thank God I made the trash detachable. Hell yeah.
Bitchin'.
My dad's favorite curse word was, why aren't you a boy? Oh, man, we were a cursing heavy house. Yeah, we really weren't. So it's kind of funny. They were really, like, they're pretty clean, which is weird because I like to say the curses.
Pass the butter. I mean, what are your thoughts on abortion, Grandma?
For crying out loud, he's from Iowa. My mom says stool instead of poop, and it makes me so upset. Yeah, stool is more creepy and weird than poop. You can all go fuck a wire for all I shit.
All young mothers
That's fantastic.
say stool a lot, by the way.
Stool, really?
Yeah.
Weird.
I don't know. I've been around a lot of young mothers over the last couple of years.
Just
and
bizarre and strange.
I've heard the word stool come up a lot. So even my own wife is like, she never says that. Why are you talking like that?
If you were in jail and could request any person to break you free, who would you choose? Boring answer, Alexis. Exciting answer, The Rock. You?
I wasn't listening. Sorry.
Choose someone to break you out of prison.
The Animaniacs.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
Yeah.
My grandma would always say, get the hell over here. I mean, it says person, but I'm going to let it slide.
Okay.
I'm going to let it slide. Jackie, that's a great answer, Time Machine Keeper. Fuck.
Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis, that's a good one. Holden took my answer. The Rock would be the best. I want Liam Neeson to break me out of prison. Fantastic. Don't tell Tommy. Benjamin Gates from National Treasure. I need to watch that.
See, mine would just get all like wacky and fun. Though. It's like nobody would get hurt really, and the guards maybe a couple guards would. So.
Stanley Goodspeed from The Rock. The Kool-Aid Man. Oh,
nice.
Shit, that's best answer, Lone Arcade. You just gave us best
Yeah,
answer.
you actually won.
Ernest, very good. Second best answer. Jack Nicholson. Tom would never break me out of prison. What are you not telling me? Liam Neeson. Amanda is in love with Liam Neeson.
Singing Bruce Willis. That might actually be
Ed Larson's a good one.
Singing Bruce Willis is. I think that might be a reference to Hudson Hawk.
So we can talk about the whole Goodspeed thing.
Swing on a star, right, Jiasu? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. Tommy's completely fine. Justin Kong.
I like
Justin Long.
but I kind of like Justin Kong better. This implies giant Justin.
Which
Long,
one's
right?
Justin Long?
He was the one. Well, he. You know. Oh, he's. Wait. Do you seriously not know?
I don't want to step on Liam's toes. No. I just refresh my memory. Which one is he?
He was. Well, he was in the Die Hard movie that had Kevin Smith in it.
Oh, okay.
He was the young guy. He always plays like awkward, like kind of.
Gotcha.
Nerdy guy. But
okay. I bet I know exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Gaines, Ben Kissel. I was enjoying the best man for the job. Employing the best man for the job. My man Jeff. Says Josh.
Oh, because I recognized singing Bruce Willis from Hudson Hawk.
Essentially Nicolas Cage. Exactly, Carly. Incredibly, those pouty eyes. Carly likes a good set of pouty eyes. Can you do weird tricks with your face or body? I can create lumps all over them. Does that count? What do you got? Got anything?
No.
I hate that damn card.
If anybody has it.
Does anybody have dual jointed bullshit? Justin Long is a more handsome version of Jay Baruchel. Another name I don't know.
That's actually a really good way to describe him.
Keanu Reeves, good call. Just ask my wife. I can wiggle my ears. Okay, so shoe paste. I can whistle. That's not weird. I can, yeah, that's about it. I can produce an immense amount of snot. I be incredibly ugly, but it happens every day and all the time. Holden can shed his entire skin every 3 months. There you go. I can pick my nose with my tongue. Yikes, it's a hot bag. Dream Funeral says, yep. What is this image here? Oh, I'd have to put it. It's not a clickable link. You're making me work for this. It's not a clickable link. All right, what do we got here? What is okay?
Oh, that's Justin Long.
Oh, yeah, that's Justin Long. All right, there you go. I know him. Talk inside my mouth. You can talk inside your mouth.
Don't yell at Amanda.
No, it's done now. It's not clickable either. If a person were opposite from you in every way, where would they live and what would they be like? They would live somewhere nice and sunny, outdoorsy. Africa, I'm going to go with. Incredibly serious. Very, let's see. Very into... Well, not into video games, right? So sports, very athletic. What's the runner? What's the track runner in the Olympics that does so well?
Oh, Jesus.
What's his name?
What are you talking about?
Him. It's him. He's the guy. I don't want to say what I think his name might be because I think it'll come off as racist. Usain Bolt, thank you. It's Usain Bolt. That's the opposite of me. Usain Bolt, very athletic, you know, just probably just very Usain Bolt. Yeah. He's the guy. He's the opposite of me. What do you guys think? Well, Jeff, what do you think? Who's opposite of you? It doesn't have to be a known person. It could be, you know.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be somebody. Yeah. It's gonna be like.
The opposite of me, The
Definitely
Rock.
somebody who's very, very into, very, very athletic and in the sport, you know, very right wing, hardcore, you know.
Right, that's the thing. I don't know what
yeah,
Usain Bolt's
very,
politics are.
Yeah, and
I don't know what his politics are. But I'm not
you
very
know,
political, so, you
and
know.
really, really bad at fucking.
Really bad at fucking. Somebody who's terrible at sex. Ryan Gosling says Dream Funeral. Jared Kushner says Time Machine Keeper. I don't think, Amanda, I think you're more like The Rock than you think you are. Because you both have, I think, a similar sense of humor. I think you and The Rock would get along, and therefore you're not, the opposite is not The Rock. Ruben stuttered. You are no Shaq. That's true. But the Shaq, again, has a sense of humor. He likes video game. He was in a video game, not a Charles
Shaq
Barkley.
Fu.
Man, baby, Donkx Dank, thanks so much for subbing to the page. And thanks so much for hanging out with us for CockTails. We got about another half an hour left in the stream. If you'd like to donate, I'll tell you what, I'd take a shot right now. $40 for a shot. I'll tell you what, let's
lower it.
Let's lower it. $30 for a shot.
Yeah.
$30 for a shot. We're feeling fine. We can do one shot. It's not going to kill us.
I'll do a half shot for 20.
A half shot for 20? All right, fine.
I'll do a 3/4 shot.
We'll do a half shot for $20. We'll do a full shot for $30, and we're not joking
These
here,
are only
right?
1 ounce ones too, actually, because we're not going to be using your giant shot glasses anymore for these. I'll just pour it directly in the thing.
I means to post the donation, Linge. Amanda, what is going on over there? Are we supposed to be drinking right now? I have no cocktail mix, but I've got some of that green stuff. CJ, Demoka, enjoy that green stuff. Should we make another cocktail to close this out, by the way? Should that also happen? No? Hanging out water?
I'm going to do just a little bit. Give me 5 minutes of water,
That's
and I'll
fine.
make one last drink.
That's fine. That's fine. What else we got? We have...
Tilda Swinton.
But it's not that she's so opposite as I would appreciate her perspective. Absolutely, Carly.
Oh, I like
Tilda
that
Swinton.
answer, Carly.
I like Tilda Swinton a lot. Have you ever road raged someone? Sure. Well, I have a story. Do you want to hear that story? Let's tell that story.
I think we all do.
What is the meanest thing you ever did to someone? I feel like I did all of my mean things like back in mostly high school and a little bit of college. And then I got humble as fuck. And then I got like completely, I came to New York to try to be a comic. I got shit all over. by everyone possible. I got ran through the mill, and I learned to be humble, and I learned to be good to people, because that's the only way you're going to get anything in this world, you know, unless you want to get things by, you know, being a dickhead. And sure, you can do that, but the ghosts will haunt you. The ghosts will haunt you, Jeff, if you get somewhere by being a dirtbag. I think we've seen that in the news lately, by far, with certain Hollywood types and whatnot. Now, what I will say, though, is this. Back in high school, when we were super bored out of our minds, Doc X Dank, what's happening? When we were super bored out of our minds, we would, my buddy had a sunroof, and we would buy a shitload of eggs, and we would drive around, and literally people would pop out of the sunroof and throw eggs on the windshield of moving cars going the opposite way to try to get them to make a U-ey and speed after us and do a high-speed chase. We would literally try to cause car accidents. I only did it for like a night or two, you know? It was like kind of a 8 steps up from like toilet papering somebody's house, which also happened. I had eggs thrown in my house, by the way, by the jocks or whatever. Like I got fucked up too. But anyways, man, that was not cool, and that was really dangerous. And I still regret doing that. I still regret that moment. Wow, a bunch of blue meanies. Yeah, absolutely. So anyways, that would be my story. Do you have any road rage stories?
Not really. I have one.
It's kind of hard because we live in New York, so we don't really drive that much.
If my wife's at a show tonight, so otherwise she could, because she's got plenty of them.
My brother is hilarious
but
on the road.
I'm pretty chill on the road.
The way I am when I get mad at video games, when like something's fucking up.
I get mad at video games.
Right?
Yeah.
So like the way I do with video games that like Lexi sees and I'm embarrassed about, even alone I'm embarrassed about the way I get upset. My brother gets in the car, and it's so funny. He gets so mad at other drivers, and it's hilarious.
I enjoy. I'm just reading some of the things from the last question on the Arcade. My little sister is opposite. She's got straight red hair. She's got straight red hair, and her sister has curly and black. I'm super thin with no boobs. She's got an hourglass figure. I'm super fun, and she's a huge buzzkill. Wow. All
right.
You guys get along though? I'm curious.
Who was your worst boss? Who was your worst boss? I guess you can't talk about it if it's your. I know, right?
Bosses.
I'm trying to remember.
My current bosses are cool.
Good.
So yeah, I got no complaints about my current work situation. But yeah, I'll bet.
No, we hate each other.
I'll bet there's some. I once telepathically forced a car off the road because he was being annoying, and me and my friends found a weird space rock and feel like filming everything.
I'm trying to remember.
Nice.
So Blockbuster Video.
I get what you're coming from.
My boss, Kat, she was a bit of an apartment 23, but she was a sweet gal at the end of the day. I respected her. I liked her. And we got robbed at gunpoint together, and she broke down in tears afterwards. So I can't get at her. She had a rough time, man. Pizzeria. My boss, Fozy, lived next door to me, got me ripped blazed anytime I went to his place. But when you worked for him, he was a real fucker. He was really up on your ass if he came into the restaurant. But you know what? Still respected him. And he was a good dude, and he made me a better worker. My boss a douche. Fuck you, James.
Let's say Eleanor. I love Eleanor's things from the last question. Is whatever.
I did. I'll tell that story a different time. I've told that story many times. What were you gonna say about getting robbed at gunpoint?
Whenever someone is doing something douchey in traffic, I make deep eye contact and point at them and follow them with my finger until they're out of sight. That's horrifying, and I love it. That's amazing. Yeah. I want to hear more about the robbed at gunpoint.
I've told that story so many times.
I actually, my worst boss. He was just a general dick. There's one guy. His name is Milo. He just like sticks out in my head. He's one of those guys who's like balding and has a ponytail in the back, but like greasy hair too. He was that guy, and so yeah.
That's
Apologies to any of you out there if you're balding and you have a ponytail.
I think I'd have to say, and I haven't had too many bosses. Now that I think about it, there's a lot of temp jobs I had where you have like a boss for a day. I'm sure I had a worse boss in that situation. So I'd say maybe my worst boss was the last boss I had, but at the same time, he took care of us. He really did.
Okay.
Like, you know, in terms of, he stuck his neck out for us. So he did a lot of things I could sit here and ramble on about, but he also did a lot of things where he really stuck up for us and made sure that we got paid the rightful amount of money, that we got the rightful amount of benefits and things like that. So I don't want to badmouth the fucking guy. You know what I'm saying? See, that's where a car will protect you. If I pointed at someone that like that, I'd have to run. And actually, I'm sure my other bosses would probably be worse, like those temp bosses that you have. But I can't sit here and dig into my brain for all those temp job bosses, you know. They were either non-existent. I mean, what's a worse boss? Like an up your ass boss, or a boss that just doesn't exist?
While you're going through this, I'm gonna start gathering ingredients.
Do it. Gather ingredients. Let's do this.
One for Lexi too, and we'll
yes, please. That'd be amazing. I had a boss that made me move fixtures at the store I worked at when I was 8 months pregnant. I remember, worst job I ever had. It was right after the recession. Okay, wait, let me actually read some of these out loud. I worked at Hollywood Video. My boss was nice. She would get us high with brownies. That's amazing. And then a few years later, asked me to join in a three-way. Man, baby, Rug and Tub. Thank you so much for the sub. Also, loving that name, Rug and Tub. I was 19. She was 34. It was, well, you know, interesting. That is bizarre. That would constitute his worst boss. I had to file a legit harassment claim against my boss. That's not fun, though. Okay. So I had this woman I worked for who was incredibly passive-aggressive. If she was mad at you, she wouldn't tell you and would ignore you. Plus, she would cut your hours. We never knew what was going on, and every instruction was given to us in memos. I used to have this one boss who humiliated me in front of my table of customers. That's the worst. Then kept being a total dick to me. Come to find out, he was jealous because I wasn't in the closet like he was, so he took it out on me. Jesus, God, that's terrible. See that? God, that's worked for a dude who's sexual harassed when I was 17. That's awful. My worst boss was when I was 16, working at PacSun. She made me work 17 hours on Black Friday, threatened to fire me if I left after 17 hours had already passed. I left anyways and didn't get fired. God damn. Also, Last Podcast Network gets me through most of my days. I listen to old episodes every day. Doc X Dank, glad to hear it, man. I will keep putting out as much content as I can every week. I had a boss that made me move fixtures at the store I worked at when I was 8 months pregnant. Jesus, see, you guys take the cake. Heather B, what's up? How you doing? Good to see you. We're talking about bad bosses. I had a boss go to jail for trading with Iran. Rug and Tub with the sub. Absolutely. So mine was... Should
I make this in the background, or do you want to...
Yeah, why don't I switch over to this, I was going to talk about...
Keep talking, I just want to...
Yeah. Peach... No. I want to go over this, though. This is the reason for the season. Peach, Lindsey, Bourbon, Pêche de Vin liqueur, and Sweet Vermouth bitters. Jeff, you're crushing it, man.
I'm going to do a triple batch this time, because I'm going to make some for...
some for old Lexi. Yeah. 2 parts bourbon is the first step, and you're watching him mix this now, slightly off camera. We'll try to push this over in just a second.
Yeah.
There you go. Not that they don't know how to pour alcohol into a mixer and pour it in the thing. Jeff, can I frame that pic with above my fireplace? Yes, absolutely. All of these would be good fireplace pics.
Yeah, there's no copyrights or anything, so you're all good.
Step 2, 1/2 part Pêche de Vin liqueur. This is this amazing peach liqueur. I have to... Carly, you would love this drink. You would absolutely love this drink. It's so, so good. So here we go. The Pêche de Vin liqueur.
Sometime, Carly.
Yeah, absolutely. We should have a meeting of the Mondays and do an arts and crafts cocktail like full evening where we make a cocktail and then we make some crafts. That'd be a fucking killer night. Next step, 1/4 part sweet vermouth. So it's gonna be what, 75% of the
We'll see how I do.
I might as well just do pretty much a full shot.
Yeah, we go.
Carly joined CockTails. Is gonna light some candles. Fuck yeah. Drunk crafting. Yeah, it'll just be called drunk crafting.
I like it.
Dash of bitters, please. Get that dash of bitters going on in there. Beautiful. And time to shake. So I had this crazy job with some really funny comics. It's actually when I really got to know Nick Turner, a phenomenal comic, and Ingurgitate is the final step. Nick Turner, phenomenal comic, and was I gonna say? We had a job where it was right after the recession. I literally had to rip apart an entire fucking I had to rip apart an entire fucking office building with my friends. They didn't. There was no direction. We'd come to work and we'd sit there for like 2 hours and then end up doing the most grueling physical work I've ever done. We were supposed to be doing like admin work. It was absolutely awful. We were constantly like getting hurt and in danger of like really fucking ourselves up because we were trying to move these like giant tables down to this like junkyard to destroy them. There was and that boss was just it's one of those situations where you're like, my supervisor is a total idiot. No one here has any regard for human life. Everyone here could probably get in some kind of deep lawsuit. It was insane. So anyways, that's that would probably be the worst job I had, just because like when you have a boss that's so stupid. And it's like, I'm down to do manual labor, man. I've done some fucking hard physical work. Like I used to work, Eddie would hire me on to do like a day of, busboying essentially for his restaurant, where I'd be running up and down with kegs and beers and crazy stuff. And like, I'm down to kind of get my hands dirty. Like, I know it looks like I'm not, but I'm fucking down to do some physical work, and tough through it or whatever. But these people were fucking dumb. By the way, I'm not. Obviously, I'm still like, yes, you are correct in your assumption. I am a weakling. But, I don't know. It was just kind of funny, man. Cheers, Jeff. CockTails, everybody. Woo. Thank you so much for joining. This is the home stretch and CockTails. If you'd like to donate, click that donate button. It all helps. I split the money with my guests, and it really just helps Jeff get a good cab ride home. And buy booze. Help pay for the alcohol that we got and all that good stuff. So if you'd like to donate, please do so. It'll mean the world to us. $5 will make up a drinking song. $10, Jeff will show you something random from my apartment. $20.
It's late enough in the evening. I'll do a shot for $20.
$20 will do a shot. All right. I drove that 26-foot truck through MIC. That was the worst. Yes, Carly had a crazy job where she had to drive a giant truck for like a minute there. What's everyone's worst body pains? I hate ingrown toenails. It's the literal worst thing. For me, I have these lower back pains that are fuckers.
I was going to say back pain. I get randomly like I'll pull my back in some way and get like a terrible
I think my job was like actually killing me. It was a physical representation. My lower back is much better now that I sit at a desk all day the same, but my lower back isn't killing me like it used to when I worked at my job. It was something about the chair. What fear have you overgrown? What fear have you overgrown?
I overgrew it.
You overgrew it. Well, for me, I'd say when I was a little kid, I think it's easy to think about little kid fears. Horror movies. I used to be terrified of horror films. I love horror movies now.
I was literally going to say the same thing, actually. Honestly, I was going to say the same thing.
Totally fine.
Because like scary things and gore, just like I couldn't deal with it.
Couldn't deal with it.
I'm like, I love it. So
loved it.
I do want to say,
or love it.
Hugo Babe said from the last question, said my back and neck constantly hurt, plus my jaw cracks a lot. You seriously, you might want to go to a doctor and just like get that checked out or something.
Is that what's happening to me?
I want you to be okay, Hugo Babe.
Maybe it might be the thing you need to get you to move past your job. Who knows? I don't know. Success in trying. It's your fears. This miscarriage is pretty uncomfortable. Jesus, but not Stephanie. But no, Stephanie, rather. My right nostril is fucked inside from a high-speed bicycle wreck. Oof. Dining alone. I eat by myself all the time now. It's the best. Fantastic.
It's weird. I used to do that a lot.
The Crypt Keeper.
That was never a thing for me. I used to like eat by myself. When I came to New York, I used to like eat out by myself.
And I really hate it because my brother is also kind of a loner type in certain way, in a positive way. Yeah. He likes to be alone. And my parents would even kind of give him shit for like going to movies by himself and stuff. And he's just like, I just fucking want to go to a movie by myself. What does it matter? Alice Cooper, walking alone and riding a bike in NY. I'm still horrified of riding a bike in New York. Walking alone, though, I'm completely fine with.
Can I just say?
In New York, though. She's talking about in New York, not walking alone like in a safe, happy fucking neighborhood or whatever. Yeah?
Well, then, no, I actually years ago, I trained to be one of those bicycle cab, those pedicab guys in New
Right.
York. There's these people, if you haven't seen this before, in New York, there's guys who just like drive bicycle cabs, and they've got like a little like cart attached to the back of it. It's like a big tricycle that's got like a place where people can sit in the back. And I trained to do that, and pulling for the first time in a giant tricycle with people in the back that I'm responsible for onto 6th Avenue in the
Jesus.
training was the most terrifying fucking thing I've ever done. And
Good
I was
God.
like, and I never went back again. I was like, that's a job I can't do.
Yeah.
Because I'm just shitting myself for this one block stretch that I did just on 6th Avenue.
Wow.
In the middle of the day. So yeah,
That's fucking
terrifying.
bananas.
Yeah. But anyway, so driving a bike in New York, I totally get that. But
Who's the quirkiest person
we missed-
in the room? Who's the quirkiest person in the room?
quirkiest or corkiest? What did it say?
Quirkiest.
Oh, quirkiest. Oh, I think it said corky.
But
like,
the
like
room is the
CORK.
chat
Yeah.
room. The room is the chat room. So I may go with someone else than me or Jeff.
I'm gonna say Nuka Babe with their freaky jaw and
Nuka
and
Babe,
all that
maybe.
stuff. No, I'm
I
sorry.
was thinking maybe
Sorry, Nuka.
Cubic. I would maybe go with Cubic's rib. And India. India's quirky to me.
You knew
Holden
these
for
people-
sure. Shoe Paste, definitely quirky. Carly is definitely quirky. Equally terrifying to be in a huge truck as a tiny, helpless bike. It feels like Indiana Jones all the time. Yeah, exactly. Just crazy. Yeah, Carly for a minute there was driving like a massive truck. She's a man, baby. Show me something interesting, says Heather B.
All right, I'm on it.
Everyone on here? I know, right? It's kind of tough to say. The quirkiest person in the room. What's everyone's best birthday gift from childhood? Looking at around 4 to 10 years old. She's a man, baby. Ho, you fuckers. Thanks for the hours of laughs. So that's two $10 donations.
Okay.
You're gonna.
This
This
is
is
sweet.
very
This is a sweet
sweet. This actually, Ed and Jackie printed this out for my engagement, my proposal to Lexi. They found this. We still can't find the origin of this photo. They printed it out and framed it on the day that I asked them to do up my apartment like crazy so that I could propose to Lexi. And this photo was in front of the ring box. And yeah, that's a good story behind that one. Absolutely. I love that photo. I was pumped when I got my Easy Bake Oven. 25 salads at a time. G.I. Joe's. I'm quirky. That's going on my grinder tag.
Let's go back. Let's see something weird.
There you go. Then I'm giving it to India. I got a Mrs. Fields oven in kindergarten. I'm a dude. That makes you quirky. So cute. I like it because you can't really see Holden's face. Thank you, Lone Star Kate. Jail Holden. Love ya. Oh, I know it.
My favorite thing about this is that it has not been opened.
This is brutal. I know, right? Pilates method, unopened, still in the box, and it cost her $30. Obviously not mine. Obviously not mine. What body part are you most attracted to? I'm going to go with legs. What do you got, Jeff?
What body part?
What body part are you most attracted to?
So we're not gonna like face. We're not gonna be like eyes or like that.
You can. That's a body part. Eyes are a body part. Can you tell a douche how to donate? Click on the donation button in the info section, or if somebody could post the link. And that's how you do it.
I am. Eyes are a big thing to me, but I'm gonna say
Eyes is fine.
Just to make it interesting and like dirty. I like the
Okay.
the bone, the little
Yeah,
like,
right there.
yeah, like hip
That's a
bones.
good. I
Yeah.
like how you were able to demonstrate that as
Yeah,
well.
that was for
Perfect.
you, ladies.
Perfect. Collarbone, leggies, ironically enough, jaws. Legs are rad. Dim back muscles. Hell yeah. Yeah, back muscles.
Back muscles.
The V. Yeah, the V. That's like the V from
The
Apartment
V, yeah.
23.
Yeah.
Does it have to snap? Oof. Good lord. Jaws, yeah. Oh, instead she was talking about how her jaws crack. Deja vu, bad deja vu. True. Shoulders. Ooh. All right. Next, if you were going to get fat on your favorite snack foods, what would those be? Cannolis, snack foods. We're talking about snacks, though. Ruffles with Ridges, microwavable popcorn, Sour Patch Kids, peanut M&Ms. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm going to get fat on? It's what I'm getting fat on now, and that's IPA beers. That would be the snack that I get most fat on, I think. Cheese, too. Cheese. A good cheese plate.
Yeah, I'd say cheese. I just discovered a new ice cream last night. My wife and I just discovered a new ice cream last night. Called
Cheetos,
called
definitely.
One Sweet World. It's a Ben and Jerry's thing. It's coffee caramel ice cream with fudge chunks.
Go on.
And salted caramel swirls and marshmallow in it, and it's the best fucking thing that I've put in my mouth, and that includes that some dirty things that I want to go into.
All right.
So.
I'll tell you, we'll go into that after the stream. Mac, cheese, bacon, onion, and hash brown burritos. Yowzas. Beer is a snack, isn't it? I feel like I have to lump it in because that's like the thing that I just love to just... a good heavy IPA. Like, I just love it as a snack.
Personally.
And because of that, like, Lexi will be kind of enjoying some snacks. And I'm like, oh, I'm good. And I realize now, I'm like, wow, Lexi snacks a lot. And it's like, because I am, that is my snack.
Yeah.
The IPA is my snack. It's so thick and, bad for you. Fried cheese curds and Coors Light. Oh my God, fried cheese curds.
What a great combo, too.
Lauren interrupted, you win.
Yeah, that's great.
And Wisconsin, I take it?
Okay.
Ben and Jerry have a new oatmeal cookie ice cream, and it's called Oat of This Swirl.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to have to try that.
Sorry,
too.
Jeff, but the salted caramel core is the best Ben and Jerry's flavor.
You know what? That was my favorite.
I was a cookie dough boy back in the day.
Until this new one.
Okay.
Honestly.
I was a cookie dough boy back in the day. What very difficult cuts would you make if you were the superintendent of your school district?
What difficult cuts would you make if you're the superintendent of your school district?
Get rid of all the boys, keep the girls, because they're smarter and they'll be able to fucking get through the day better.
And we need...
And more mature, actually, not smarter.
Honestly, I'm
they're
all
more
for
mature.
the matriarchy, in all honesty.
There you go.
In all honesty.
So there you go.
So, yeah.
Cut football.
Yeah. Football.
Football.
Yeah. Heads.
See, that I like football. Not to, like, play Mr. Oh, I'm Mr. I like boys. No. But I'll tell you what. Cut all the bullies. Get rid anybody who bullies. Get them out. How about that? That's what I do in my chat.
And
it's the same thing as being a superintendent.
Their parents have to go to some kind of class.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
to be a better parent.
Yeah, and then that's how they get their kid back in. It's not that the kid has to go to a class. It's that the parents have to go to a class.
I wish my wife wasn't in a play tonight, because the thing is, because she's a teacher, and I'm sure she'd have a lot of insight into this.
That's why
she's
she's. I was wondering why she was absent.
Yeah.
I was worried at why she was absent, but it's because of that and not because of how ludicrously
she was
hammered
sorry that
she
she
got
was
last
missing
week.
the Peach Lindsey's.
It's so good. We have to have her on the stream too.
Oh yeah.
When is a preemptive strike against another country justified? What kind of a question is that?
Yeah,
what kind of a question is that? Would you choose a life in the clergy or in the military? Clergy, because I want to live. You?
I feel like
you hate religion, but I would say clergy because you're not going to get your head blown off.
I don't hate religion.
Someone's not going to go, hey, guess what? Your head got blown off.
I'm personally, I will confess, I'm an atheist, but the thing is, but I'm not an asshole about it. So, I'll go with the clergy as well.
Military says evil death side. I will say one thing about military, though. Military could be kind of more of an adventure, and you're going to, like, get strong and fit, and you're going to, like, I don't know. You're going to, like...
drinking. They
offset
drink a
your
lot
drinking,
too.
yes.
My friend Jeff, a really good friend
Sounds
of
brutal.
me, team
Man,
member,
everyone's going military.
Tim, if you're still there. But yeah, our friend Jeff used to be in the military, and apparently he was a Coast Guard, and they fucking just drank crazy all the time.
Oh, well, Henry from last podcast and everything, and Murder Fist, Henry... Zabrowski, his dad was in the military, but
they were tell me Henry was in the military. I was like, no.
No. His dad was in the military, and I believe it was Vietnam or the Korean War. I can't remember which one, but he got stationed on a boat, like right outside clergy because benefits.
Yeah.
I was almost a youth pastor. Jesus God, military in a world without weapons. None pussy equals none pussy. He was stationed on a boat outside of like Puerto Rico or something crazy like that. So he ended up like his dad just like partied all through Vietnam or whatever, and like had like literally just suntanned on a boat the whole time. So it depends on where you get placed. If your personal credo were an acronym, what would it be? This is the part of the night where we hit these bad ones.
We're an acronym?
That doesn't even make any sense. If my personal 420. What was your worst
Yeah.
breakup? We talked about this already.
we hit that one earlier.
We hit that one already. Which fictional character would you adopt into your extended family to make gatherings more interesting? Which fictional character would you adopt into your family to make family gatherings more interesting? And it's Mr. Bing Bong. What are you going to do about it, Mr. Bing Bong? I'm going to go with... I was thinking maybe Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes. SpongeBob, Snoopy, Michael Scott, Bender, Bob's Burgers, Louise from Bob's Burgers, Garfield. How dare you?
Lauren interrupted and agreed with me. Jeff, the atheist, but not an asshole about it. I like it. I choose clergy. That's right.
Fantastic.
Calvin.
Oh, no shit. Wow, that's crazy. We both said Calvin.
Actually, I have a lot of people. The thing is,
Carly and I both said Calvin.
Mr. Bing Bong's a great one, but I probably would choose, because he'd make me cry all the time, so I probably would choose Mr.
Yeah.
I probably would go... Oh, God, I want to think about this. What are some of these other ones?
Gurr from Invader Zim would be a lot of fun. I beat you to Calvin, bro. No way! I totally said Calvin before you fucking read it.
You know what? Can I take two?
What?
Can I have
Take two.
Tom Servo and Crow T Robot?
Okay.
I want those. I want them.
From what is that from?
Mr. Science Theater 3000.
Oh, yeah,
I want
totally.
them in there.
Totally.
Just talking shit about everything.
Michael Scott is a good one for like
Yeah.
holidays. He's
Yeah.
the best to make things more interesting. He's the best. Dwight too. Fuck yeah, MS3TK.
Hells yeah.
What For Dummies book have you read? None. Have you read any For Dummies books?
Never. I've never. I don't even know what's.
Ooh, Stimpy. That's a good one.
Are they just like?
Yeah, it's
They're
like
literally just
programming
like version,
programming for dummies.
like
and
like a beginner's guide. To
I'll say
something,
I'll
right?
say there's a thing that I did watch that I did get some actual good information from, but was also like, oh, I'm watching the For Dummies thing. There's a YouTube like school essentially on YouTube for like live streaming and for doing that kind of stuff. Like and in preparation for this, I went through all of it and watched all the videos and like read through all the stuff, and it was a lot of dumb shit. But there were some helpful little tidbits in there, so I did appreciate it. So yeah, I'd say the YouTube, like whatever it's called, I forget what it is, but you can find it easily on YouTube. But it's kind of a little like how to, and they give you quizzes at the end, and they're like really easy. You know, it's stupid. But anyways, I went through the whole thing.
I want to give a shout out to It's a Hot Bag, Marvin Fitzgerald's Guide to the Galaxy for the extended family person, Douglas Adams. You're speaking my language, brother. So yeah. We're good. You and me are good.
Which celebrity do you think will die next?
Wait. Kittens for Dummies. The book made my cat into a total dick. Sim City for Dummies when I was in high school.
High school, nice. Crochet videos? That could work. Maybe he was addicted to videos. Which celebrity do you think will die next? Let's make that one quick. So I don't like that one. Yeah, it's a bummer one.
Yeah.
I would go with
hopefully
Bill Cosby. Hopefully Bill Cosby.
Yeah, let's say yes.
Stan Lee though. Stan Lee's a good guess.
I'm gonna guess
multiple for Stan Lee. That's a good guess.
Yeah, that's
because he was just rushed to the hospital.
That's the winning answer. Actually, yeah. Let's do that.
Hey, Lexi's here.
Hey.
What would be?
Got all Lexi up in here.
Got all Lexi up in here. What would be a good addition to the human body? Another penis, or anyone who has a penis to get a vagina to understand what that's like, and anyone who has a vagina to get a penis to understand what that's like.
Hey, I have a drink for you when you're settled in.
It's so good too. It's so good. Hey, honey.
Last of Lexi's. Well,
2 dicks.
One.
Everyone's saying dicks.
I said last Lexi's. It was literally only one Lexi. Here we go. No, Amanda. Shoe paste. Yeah.
Low.
Yeah.
He's got
Extra
the blood.
skin.
Marvelites. He'll live forever. Extra skin. A built-in hoodie. That's a skin hoodie. Like a kangaroo.
That's a Marvel guy, right? Yeah. That is that was already.
Ooh, an eyeball on the back of the head would be good. What do you got?
Wait. A good.
What would be a good addition to the human body?
That's right. Yes, I would.
Replaceable parts, says Lexi.
That's actually, I think. I'd like a third arm.
Really? Just
No, Momo said that. Sorry.
What do you want? I want to hear what Jeff wants.
I want. Jesus Christ! I don't know why this is so hard for me. I should just be able to rattle something off. I want. Can I? Is it cheating if I take Lexi's, right? Because she said replaceable parts. Because the thing is, yeah, my knee kind of sucks. I kind of want, and I like running, so I'd like a new knee.
Fantastic.
So I want you to be able to switch out parts. Yes, I'm sorry.
No, yeah.
I'm cheating. I'm gonna take Lexi's and go.
Ooh, what's your favorite raunchy movie? What's your favorite raunchy movie?
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go for not for the reason, not because I like it because it's erotic to me.
She's a man, baby. You guys suck in a good way.
Okay.
Thank you so much, T. Mather. Can you show us something embarrassing from the apartment? Oh, what were you gonna say first?
Okay. Debbie Does Dallas. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's super good.
legitimately when the first time like I watched it with my wife wanted to show me once this as a joke, and we watched it, and it's you get where people get porn acting from, because the woman who plays Debbie in that is she's unintentionally hilarious, and it's really, if you haven't seen it, check out Debbie Does Dallas, because it's the funniest fucking thing I've that's not supposed to be funny.
Right.
It's like The Room level bad. It's
Fuck,
so
what
great.
what is a good for me trashy movie that a lot of trauma stuff, so probably Class of Nukem High probably would be mine, or Toxic Avenger would probably be my big ones. Cruel Intentions, that works. I think that works.
Out of this view, I brought this out in honor of my children.
That would be Rainbow Dash, aka in our house Deshonda, and that is our lovely. She was rescued. I rescued her from a Georgia Cracker Barrel. So there you go.
What Rainbow Dash, of course.
And this is the funniest part. I got her for Lexi for. As a gift from Georgia. Yeah. And the ladies there were like, oh, nice. Are you getting that for your wife or your girlfriend? They kept pressing me about it. They had to make sure that I was definitely leaving with it for, and of course I got it for myself. But anyways, there you go. So
this is we have to go back to some of these answers people said for that.
I know, right? Orgasmo, definitely.
Yeah, this is Rainbow Dash, of course.
Barbarella.
She is a member of the Main Six. She MANE 6. She, of course, is a member of the Wonderbolts, and represents loyalty and as her friendship magic. And she is pretty much just badass and good at every sport. I have 4-year-old girls, so I know everything about them.
Orgasmo is great. Toxic Avenger, lol. There is a scene where the guy gets thrown into taco shells, and then it cuts back to him laying on the floor covered in tortilla chips.
I love that you shared.
It's so good. I know. Thank you so much for that.
I'll be honest,
I love it.
My Little Pony is actually really. I'm not a brony, Lone Star Kate.
I kind of, that's your podcast, by the way. It's like grown adults. It's like it's parents talking about My Little Pony, and it would definitely apply to the bronies and everything, but it's literally people who are not bronies.
There's a drink in there.
Ooh, oh, thank you.
On a serious note, I watched both heavy metal movies far too long. Hell yeah.
But the thing is, I feel like you have to, in order to be a brony, you have to watch My Little Pony independently of children being in the room, and I haven't done that yet, so I haven't made that step. But the thing is, it's a good cartoon.
Who's your most annoying relative? That's a tough one. I would say I have two. I don't want to name names just in case, because if somehow they found out about this, I don't want to, because my mother would get it. I'm not the one who would get the but anyways, apparently, my mother's brother has been a bit of a jerk, and they don't talk anymore because he's just kind of
an uncle,
and he's always a curmudgeonly fucker. And then I have a cousin who's just sort of trashy. She shows up dressed like her daughters, and she's always got a new boyfriend, and the new boyfriend is always the worst, and it's you always have to waste an afternoon getting to know this awful fucking shitty boyfriend, and they're just trashy like that. They're just trashy. So what do you got?
I have an uncle that my wife named Racist Uncle Jim because he's my Uncle Jim, and he's this full-on racist. And he's proved that multiple times since being given that name, and so I'm gonna go with Racist Uncle Jim.
Go.
He's also the guy. He's also that came to our wedding and hit on catering staff and everything. He's like
right. He's
dude.
just that guy.
So,
he's just gonna have a story no matter what.
And the weird thing
does.
is, he used to be really cool, and he was my favorite uncle when I was little, or maybe he was always racist and I didn't know it. But the thing is, I feel like he's gotten shittier as he's gotten older.
Right. Of course, as they do.
And yet, his cousin, my cousins who are his daughters are my favorite cousins. So
right.
I feel bad about saying that, but none of them are ever gonna watch this, so it's okay.
Right. I think they won't watch this either.
And if
but
they do, I'm kind of glad that he
my
knows that
my whole
he's a
thing is
racist
just
asshole.
that they won't come after me. They'll probably come after my poor mother, and I just don't want to give her any more grief than she already gets from these fucking people. My uncle is the worst too. Weird. My least favorite relative is also Holden's cousin. Oh, should I get think of
So it's a middle-aged man.
Oh god.
Right? I also have
grandma.
an Uncle Jim was told he's a bastard and a piece of shit. That is why he lives in Vegas, I am told.
I have a racist Aunt Kathy. I have the worst grandma ever, and of course Jackie and Henry would commiserate with you. Theirs passed away finally, but they had a horrible grandmother, just a nightmare grandmother.
Really?
Oh yeah, hilariously so. If you ever have the opportunity to have it's kind of like you talking about the kid we won't name.
We've talked before about one day merging. I feel like sometime maybe when it gets towards the summer or something like that, we should finally merge one night a Japanese dating sims and cocktails thing.
That would be fun
and,
too.
I'll ask her about that.
That would be super fun. My sister sucks. Haven't talked to her in a year and a half. That's unfortunate.
Momo, my uncle is dating somebody 4 years younger than me. He's definitely icky.
All right. I feel like we're coming to it. I mean, it's after 10 now. We're kind of really but I'm loving this stream. It's been so good. We have 50 people watching the stream. We've gotten wonderful donations. I know, right? I know I need to cut it off though, right?
But and the thing is, but we can actually still speak at this point in the evening.
Exactly. So we are in complete control of our faculties, and that is a good thing. Let's do maybe a couple more cards. We'll go a little bit over. Because we're having a great time. Yeah. And then we'll cut it off. And thank you again, everyone, for donating, subbing, watching the show. We'll be back 2 Mondays from now. Next Monday, we'll have Carly doing the crafting stream, playing spooky video games. Monday nights are always a fucking event. So please come join us every single Monday. We'll do a couple more. And if you'd like to donate, you can still get them in. You can still make us take a shot if you really want to. We lowered it to $20.
20,
$10, we'll show you something weird from the apartment. $5, we still haven't gotten to do this. We'll make up a drinking song for you people. Have you ever been a smoker? Absolutely. I was a smoker. How long has it been now, Lex? It's 2 years, 3 years, I think. 3 years in March,
Jeff gets
probably.
A little flushed after a few cocktails.
That's true.
Woo! I get.
Have a good one, Amanda.
You should have seen me last week.
Yeah.
Good night, Amanda.
I was a smoker 3 years ago. I still smoke the funny green goblins, but I am done smoking cigarettes, and I've talked about that ad nauseum on this podcast, or on this stream. Jesus God, this is not a podcast.
Never been a smoker personally. I had to learn how to smoke for a play that I did in college. And
Gotcha, Carly.
Everybody was like, "Yeah, you're gonna be addicted now because you have to I had to learn how to. I had to learn how to
you don't need to
authentically smoke to look like somebody who knows how to smoke. So I practiced, and I didn't take. Yeah. Although I used to, when I got to New York, and I would occasionally like go to bars and stuff, like trying to meet people and stuff. I would have cigarettes with me, and I would occasionally just like smoke. This is back when you could still smoke in bars in New York, and I'd do that, and I'd just kind of like hold the cigarette, hoping a girl would walk up to me and like want to bum a cigarette. Never happened. Ever. But you know, it gave you something to do in the age before cell phones.
Yeah.
You had cigarettes. Yeah.
She's
so-
a man, baby.
shit.
It's time for a drinking song. All right.
Oh,
You ready?
yay.
We enjoy a couple of clinks of ice and then a dash of bitters, a tinge of whiskey, a tinge of vodka, and then there's something with her.
We take ourselves into the room. We have another drink. We drink and drink and drink and drink, so we don't
have to think. It's time to have another. It's time to call your mother. Tell her you've got a problem with booze. Tell her you need a bit of a snooze.
Oh, yes, then we have another drink and then we fall asleep.
And then they call the cops on us because we are committing a bit of a crime. Don't drink and drive, everybody. So that's what we're trying to say to you right now. And that is our song.
Take
Thank you
away
so much for
nothing from this
donating.
evening.
I'm surprised we didn't get more of those. $5
love
and we
it.
have to make a song up every 5
That's
seconds.
awesome.
Did you get your drink?
Oh,
It's in the fridge. Anyway, so
Have you ever walked in on anyone having sex?
oh my God. Oh.
Lexi has, apparently. What do you
I
got?
have a story too.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, just I didn't walk into them. I was actually in a bar with my friend Scott years ago, and we were at a birthday party. It was like this really. It was one of New York's many bullshit clubs, and by that I mean just like terrible music, terrible atmosphere, overpriced drinks, smells, hot. It's shit. Yeah. So there's a lot of those places. We were there for this birthday party, and and we noticed because we had this little little back little, what do you call it? Like a little little cave area. I don't
Sure.
know, like a little area carved out. And there was this girl like sitting on this dude's lap, and my friend and I are talking, and just gradually over our conversation, we just noticed she moved. It was a little bit closer, and just like she's just like kind of like right up on him, and we just noticed, and they were full on. They were very quite subtle about it, but they were fucking. In front of us in this in a club, in a bar like that, and we're like, okay, that's something that we got to see now.
Yeah.
It was it was really gross. It was really great.
I don't-
It wasn't
yeah.
sort of like, ooh, look at that. There's like
Right.
there's some
It's kinda
funky
just
shit
the
going on in
worst.
this place. It was actually really sort of like I don't know how this is enjoyable for you guys. It's certainly not enjoyable for us, and this is all bad.
Right.
So, I feel like Lexi's got something.
Did you
better.
have a good
I
one?
was reading a couple crashed through my roof having sex. Says
What?
Wow, that's awesome.
That's amazing.
Who said
CJ
that? CJ DeMoga's fucking seriously? Yes, while peeking on mushrooms, I walked downstairs to my friend banging. That was awkward. That is awkward. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I ever have. I don't know if I've ever walked in on someone having sex. That's insane. Lexi, you've got something. Give it to us.
it's all right. My girlfriend and I went to Islands of Adventure for spring break.
Oh, wow.
My freshman year of college. I was spending the night out, and I spent, we spent like a one night in a hotel room in Orlando. We came back the next day. It was Sunday. I had to fly back out to go back to college, and there was a unusual car parked at my house, and I was like, what? And I was just like, let's just go inside. I have no idea whose car this is. Nobody, like, it's so quiet in the house, and I was just like, what the hell? I was like, Mom? And I'm looking around in every room, and then we hear footsteps upstairs in my room. And granted, I was away at college, so I wasn't really using the room. So Cynthia went upstairs to like look in to see what was going on, and she came back down. She's like, I saw asses in the air. And I was just like, oh my God. I was like, I'm so pissed that she has the audacity to do that in my bed. So I like purposefully walked in. I closed my eyes, but I like walked in and I turned on the light, and I was like, I don't know who you are, but get the fuck out.
Jeez.
I know. And my mom my mom was so pissed.
Oh my God.
And this was the first time that I met this fellow named Terry. That was my mom's boyfriend.
Oh Jesus.
And
Terry.
yeah, she just like she was so mad, and obviously, I mean, but I was also, I think, more angry that like she didn't have the common sense to think I had to go back to school the next day. So of course I'm only spending like one night in Orlando, and second of all, to not do it on my bed because she had a waterbed. So that was
Oh God. Yeah, I remember when waterbeds were a thing. My buddy had a waterbed. Shout out to Daily Dose of Daily. That was interesting as well. Oh,
I've
what's happening,
also
Poncho?
walked
How
in
you
on
doing?
My mom like a lot by accident. So,
Yeah, was snooping for
it's a
Christmas
problem.
presents in my parents' room and found a couple boxes of condoms and lube. Never snooped again. I don't want to know what that they have sex. That is. Oh, also, yeah. Lauren Interrupted told a story of when she was 8 and was woken up by her parents being just that loud. Also, the falling through the roof story was confirmed to be a fib. I watched two coworkers bone outside of a house one time. At the end, we all cheered and said nice facial. She quit the next day. Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. At the base, there was this little dwarf guy figure. Wait. I found my mom's dildo as a little kid.
Yeah.
The base, there was this little dwarf
I didn't
guy
know what
figure.
it was though.
What in the world?
It was a vibrator.
Well, anyways, I think that's going to be cocktails for the night, guys. Thank
Sorry
you so
to
much
end
for
on
joining
a
us.
really gross note.
Should we have a? This isn't a good question. What does? No. What? How many people in this room could you beat at arm wrestling? All of them. What do you got for me, chat?
I think I could beat all of them too.
None.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
I think our arms would just like stay like
yeah,
like
at
this
the exact point until they just fell
and
to
No, Jeff
forward.
works out.
Jeff works. I work out.
No, you
He
don't.
works
I run.
That's not.
I'll fight you,
muscle
Holden.
stuff.
I always catch the end of the stream. I know, right? By the way, I beat the Kieran today on stream with some buds, and we got to do this. Let's do a raid, guys. We've got Charlie on the Chop Shop Network is doing a game of D&D. Let's fucking raid them, all right, guys? Let's jump in on the chat and show them some support, okay? They only got 5 people watching. I think we can do better than that. You guys ready to do a raid? People who are sticking around. A raid is essentially when I push you guys into Chop Shop Network stream. They're playing Dungeons and Dragons right now. Let's hop in on their stream and say hello to them before we peace out. Let's raid the fuck out of them. You guys know Charlie Chop Shop. You guys know all the people. I think Ye Old Janitor is also
Charlie
playing
C.
along
Hop
with
Shop
them.
is one of my favorite.
Charlie C. Hop Shop is the greatest, man. So we're gonna raid Chop Shop Network right now, and
This
we're
game,
gonna say
we're
goodnight
going
to you
off?
all.
Yeah.
That means we're going off. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Jeff, you got anything for us?
I just want to say again, I appreciate you all being here. I have such fun doing these. I'm gonna keep coming back and just keep having more fun with you guys. You guys are awesome.
Hell yeah! I'm gonna
you
do
know.
the steps one more time because
Yep,
why
let's
not?
do it.
We've got the well, that's the very end. We've got the ingredients: peach Lindsey. It's a fantastic drink. I've been enjoying it all night. Bourbon Pêche de Vigne liqueur, sweet vermouth bitters. 2 parts bourbon for the first step. 1/2 part Pêche de Vigne liqueur. 1/4 part sweet vermouth. Dash of bitters. You're gonna shake those bitters. You're gonna ingurgitate those bitters. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Now let's raid Charlie in style. Are you guys ready for this? We're gonna raid the Chop Shop Network in style. Please stay with us. The more people that raid, the more people that support his stream, the happier it makes me. And follow this fucker if you haven't already. Are you ready? Let's go. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.
Did it work?
Yep.
Are we still on?
I think we might be.
If we're still
Yeah,
on,
yeah, yeah,
then,
yeah, 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 yeah.
Hey, fuck you.
Oh yeah.